She'll let me know when everybody's in place, okay?
Yeah, I be thinking she got asthma. She be out of breath a lot.
Let me start by saying good afternoon, everyone. As you know, District Council 33 remains on strike. They walked away from the negotiating table just before midnight on Monday, June 30th. The city of Philadelphia put its best offer on the table, and unfortunately, District Council 33 did not accept it. Today is the third day of this work stoppage. Regarding the status of negotiations, I want the city of Philadelphia to know that our negotiating team, led by Chief Deputy Mayor Sincere A. Harris and other senior city officials, returned to the negotiating table last night with District Council 33. We did not reach an agreement. We offered, and this is important to note for the record, the city of Philadelphia offered to return to the table today, and the union did not accept that offer.
How much did you offer them, Sherelle? See, this is why I want to do like a little one-on-one with her. How much did you offer them, Sherelle?
I want to be clear, Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia cannot negotiate with itself. The city of Philadelphia remains committed to reaching a fair and fiscally responsible contract with our municipal workers who are members of District Council 33. Mayor Parker, what's on the table? The offer is historic. More than 13% over my 4-year term. It's the largest pay increase proposal in one term of any Philadelphia mayor to District Council 33 in more than 30 years. You can't make up that math. The larger pay increase, it is larger, of an increase over 4 years for municipal blue-collar union workers than recent agreements in other big cities, such as New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, and Phoenix. So I just need to go back because there's
Hold
been
on.
some
I'm about to go back because I got to hear what you
confusion.
said.
Increased proposal
How
in
much?
one term of any Philadelphia mayor to District Council 33 in more than 30 years. You can't make up that math.
Hold on, hold on.
I want to be clear, Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia cannot negotiate with itself. The city of Philadelphia remains committed to reaching a fair and fiscally responsible contract with our municipal workers who are members of District Council 33. Mayor Parker, what's on the table? The offer is historic.
Okay.
More than 13% over my 4-year term. It's the largest pay increase proposal in one term of any Philadelphia mayor to District Council 33 in more than 30 years.
Okay, so she said more than 13%, right? Let me see. Can you clarify the discrepancy between the city's stated offer of 13% and the union's claim of 8.75%? All right, so she's offering them 13%, but the union is claiming that, they want 8.75%, but she's offering them more. Why did the city wait until after the strike to begin to resume negotiations? And what role has City Council played in shaping or supporting your negotiation strategy? See, these are the questions I will be asking her right now.
You can't make up that math. The larger pay increase, it is larger of an increase over 4 years for municipal blue collar union workers than recent agreements in other big cities, such as New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, and Phoenix. So I just need to go back because there's been some confusion about what's on the table. Let me repeat that. An historic offer, more than 13% over 4 years, the largest pay increase proposal in one term of any Philadelphia mayor to District Council 33 in more than 30 years. That's a larger pay increase over 4 years for municipal blue collar unions. You heard me. New York.
All right, so she's saying that's the largest increase. All right, so right, as a citizen, right, right, Sherelle Parker, this would be my question, right? And I don't know if the bloggers and I mean not the bloggers, the media that be out there asking questions, you know, the people and all that, if they've asked this, but I do know I've had conversations with people around me, right? So, right, with the people that I've had conversations about this topic that are around me within my community, Sherelle Parker, how does the city justify spending over $2 million on the Welcome America Festival while refusing the union's wages demands? And what long-term financial impact would meeting the union's demands have on the city's budget? And how does that compare to the cost of the strike? Has the city explored relocating funds from non-essential programs to meet workers' demands? I mean, these are the type of questions, right, that I would ask, right, listening to what the people around me, right, the people that I've personally had conversations with, right, listening to them. These are the questions that I would ask, right? And what's crazy is, right, that is one question that a lot of people ask. How can she afford a concert for over $2 million, right, to welcome America, right, on a festival, but yet they can't come to the men's? But she's saying that she's offered the union more than the 8.75%, I think, right? I think according to her, she's saying that she's gave them a bigger offer than the 8.75 that they asked, right? And she's saying she's offered them 13%, which is way more than what they are currently asking, right? According to her. And if that is true, that's not a bad offer. Why did the union reject that offer?
Washington, D.C., Boston, and Phoenix. I said it twice to make sure that everyone heard me. It includes what we refer to as a fifth step for District Council 33's hard-working, long-term employees to give them greater earning potential. Why is that important? If economic opportunity for all and economic mobility is essential for this city, when members are entering into District Council 33, we want them to be able to see that there is opportunity for economic growth. That's what the fifth step meant to us. Economic mobility for the members of District Council 33, and we were told that they're not interested. I also spoke earlier this week about our home plan. You'll remember, it's the $2 billion plan to build, preserve, and restore 30,000 units of housing in the city of Philadelphia for Philadelphians, including members of District Council 33. What did you put on the table, Mayor, specifically for District Council 33 members, not for the city of Philadelphia at large? We're talking about the members of District Council 33. Well, we talked about segregating $7.5 to $10 million in mortgage assistance, specifically allocated for attraction and retention of our blue-collar municipal employees. And I was told that the members of District Council 33 are not interested in obtaining a 30-year mortgage, low rate mortgage, so that they can become homeowners in the city of Philadelphia. That's not something that's important to those members. We have BSRP Plus on the table, something that we just fought for here in our city, and we worked hard in partnership with the City Council of Philadelphia, led by our City Council President Kenyatta Johnson, to make sure that basic systems home repair support would be available to Philadelphians, so that we increase the income eligibility guidelines, very specifically to ensure that men and women like our blue collar municipal workers who are a part of District Council 33, so that they can get access to supports to help them make repairs to their homes. I was told that making home repairs and having access to resources that would help them to do such is not important to members of District Council 33. There's the Philly First Home program. You can get up to $10,000 for closing costs, down payment assistance. I was told that doesn't matter. Shallow rent protection, turn the key homes. These programs are designed for the hardworking men and women of our municipal unions, including District Council 33. So Philadelphia, for me, when we think about the package that has been offered to District Council 33 members, one,
what more are you offering? See, questions for the mayor. What more are you offering in that package? Yeah, I'm writing these questions down. What more are you offering other than a housing package? Because, see, one thing I can agree is when it comes to the sanitation workers, right, they're always in the line of danger. So what are we going to do about their insurance, their dental, right, and much more? See, so far you've covered up help with the house and all that. Some of them might already be homeowners. So, yeah, to them it is irrelevant. What other than that package have you offered to them?
I'm not so sure that the actual members of District Council 33 are fully clear about what the city has put on the table. I wonder whether or not even the local leaders are familiar with the historic terms that the city of Philadelphia has put on the table. I can't be held accountable for what happened during the Sutton years. I was in elementary school. I was working when Mayor Nutter was mayor. I can't make up for those times, but I can be accountable for what the city of Philadelphia is doing right now and how it is, in a very tangible way, putting an offer on the table to our municipal employees to show them that we need them to keep our city of Philadelphia moving. And I, as mayor, know one thing for sure.
Mayor, yeah, Sherrod Parker, you got to put a little better offer than just a housing package. What about their insurance, their life policies and all that? What did you do about that? I want to know about that.
Commitment that I made to you, the people of the city of Philadelphia, to make it safe, clean, and green with access to economic opportunity for all. It doesn't happen without the hardworking men of District Council 33 and women who keep our city moving. Let me say this. All of this is on the table. What is my hope as mayor of the city? I want District Council 33 to come back to the table.
All right, so she wants them to come back to the table, right? But what contingency plans are in place to prevent a public health crisis from the mounting trash, right? And how is the city ensuring safety and emergency response while 911 dispatchers and sanitation workers are on strike. Well, right now the 911 dispatcher workers aren't on strike, right? Because the judge has put an order for them to go back to work. What's your response to residents who say the city's temporary trash solutions are failing? And I feel as though that unless we put a part in it, we cannot sit here and say that the trash, right? I mean, the solution that she put down is failing because everybody just got in their feelings and started reacting off emotions. You see where I'm coming from? So I'm not just pinning this all on the mayor. I'm not just pinning this all on the union, right? Union worker or the employees of the union workers. I'm also pinning this on the citizens of Philadelphia.
I want to talk about the 4th of July in a second, but I want our men and women of District Council 33 to come back to the table and negotiate with the city of Philadelphia so that we can get to yes and do what's right in the best interest of our municipal workers, along with the tax-paying residents of our city. As mayor, I've long learned that I don't have the luxury of allowing my pride, ego, and or emotions to drive my decision making. I don't have that luxury as mayor of the city of Philadelphia, but I do have a right to make sure that I am fighting for the best interests of our municipal workers and the long-term fiscal stability of our city. With that in mind, Philadelphia, I want you to know that we are laser focused on providing the essential city services that our residents need and deserve. Your public health and safety remains our #1 priority. You're going to hear from our City Representative Giselle Jones, Managing Director Teal, Police Commissioner Bethel, Solicitor Garcia, and our Clean and Green Director Carlton Williams, who will update you on all of the services that our workforce continues to deliver for the city of Philadelphia and our residents despite the work stoppage. I want to just remind you that in cases of emergency, please call 911, or for additional city services, call 311. Now, before I turn it over to our subject matter experts, I want to say to the city of Philadelphia employees who are continuing to show up every day to do the job to the best of your ability, to help our city move and continue to provide services during this very challenging time. I want you to know that I am grateful for you. I thank you for your assistance in helping the city do what it is our duty and responsibility to do. We appreciate you. I also want to say to the residents of the city of Philadelphia, you often hear me talking about one Philly, a united city, but over these past 3 days, I have seen one Philly, a united city in a way that I could have never imagined. To see neighbors knocking on the doors of senior citizens who they know don't have the ability to deliver their trash to the sites that Clean and Green Director Carlton Williams will go over. But
So she's seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. But that's why I'm saying, yo, instead of whining and making excuses, how can we make the situation better? Too many motherfuckers out here complaining, talking shit. What the fuck are you going to do to make the situation better for us right now? If we cannot come together right now and, figure out a solution while these people are on strike, right? The people that come and, pick up our trash, clean up our neighborhoods and stuff like that. What's going to happen when they really can't come out? Lights are off, phones are gone. We got to cook outside in the campfire, right? Figure out if the water is clean or not while, they figure out how to bring the grid together. It could be months. It could be, listen, it could be days. It could be weeks. It could be months. It could be years. We could be without a grid. If we can't figure this shit out now, what the fuck is we doing when that shit happens? When shit like that comes our way? Because trust and believe, with what's going on right now within America, across seas and all over the world, it could happen. What if it does? Yo, Philly, man. Philly, you need to get it together. But we're going to listen to the District 33 real quick, right? Again, and try to figure out, right? What else do they want? Because she said she put that offer plan. I don't hear her talking about the life insurance, and the most important things, right? Because a lot of these people, are, I'm not going to sit here and lie. They put themselves in danger's way every day. A lot of these people are, right in the middle picking up trash while there's moving cars. A lot of the drivers in Philadelphia do not respect the sanitation workers at all. They don't. The motherfuckers don't even listen. They're citizens themselves, but they don't even respect the citizens without fucking cars. Like, it's a war between the bikers and the cars on some real shit. But that's my opinion. But let me get this video real quick for y'all. All right, so we're going to hear from District 33.
Well, as you mentioned, sites like these will be shut down tomorrow for the 4th of July holiday. We've watched people all day long bringing their trash and their recycling here. Now, the mayor tonight is saying that she has offered a historic deal to the union. The union says the major sticking point, salaries.
I will not put the fiscal stability of the city of Philadelphia in jeopardy for no one.
Mayor Sherelle Parker says misinformation has been spreading from what her salary increases have been to the deal the city has offered District Council 33.
The offer is historic. More than 13% over my 4-year term. It's the largest pay increase proposal in one term of any Philadelphia mayor to District Council 33 in more than 30 years. You can't make up that math.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, what do they want? I think they asked for 8.75%, right? But she's saying that she's trying to give them a 13%. So that's more than an 8.75 raise. So I'm a little confused right now. So I'm about to figure out. I think one of the workers.
Women,
here we go.
Are out on this line to see substantial change in regards to their wages. They absolutely need to have the ability to live and be able to thrive inside the city. And right now, with the wages that they're receiving, they're not truly able to be able to do that.
The union and the city are not at the table. While Parker is urging leadership to return, the union says it's working on a counter proposal, but the two have squared off publicly.
District Council 33.
I'm sorry. I just got to go back. I need to be able to pause it right there.
Counter proposal, but the two have.
I am a man? I know you a man. What does a flyer of I am a man gotta do for striking on raising the wages? I'm a woman. Glad to meet you. I am a man. What the fuck does this got to do with anything?
Have squared off publicly.
District Council 33, I'm talking to the workers. I'm talking to you. I know you because I've represented you all of my life.
District Council 33 says the mayor's offer bundles in a contract.
She said, I know you because I represented you my whole life. We're about to see that in a minute, but I need to hear from the workers.
Extension from last year. The city agreed to a 5% increase on a 1-year contract that was already signed. That would mean adding 8% more over the next 3 years of the mayor's term. The union is now asking for 3 years with a 5% increase every year. Mayor Parker says part of the city's past.
Oh, they want a 5% increase every year. So why not take away from? I mean, they hardly give into the schools anyway. We paying taxes for what?
Package included low-interest mortgage programs for DC 33 workers. It says it was rejected.
When you have subpar wages or poor working wages, when you do get the opportunity to acquire a home, you still have to be able to afford the utilities in that home, and you still have to be able to afford the groceries that go along with me living in that home.
The union says there are other.
But she offered all of that. They offered all the programs to help with the utilities and all that to become homeowners. She offered that. I heard it with my 2 little ears.
sticking points that they are working through, including the issue of hazard pay for its workers picking up dangerous trash, like in.
Well, that I agree. They should get paid hazard pay. That I do agree. I agree with that. The same way, the people that go down in the sewers and stuff like that get paid hazard pay. They should get paid too. Do they get paid hazard pay? I gotta go look that up before I put my foot in my mouth. Something bit me and I'm itching and I can't stop itching. You fucking little mosquito. Shit.
Injection needles in areas like Kensington.
That I do agree. I agree. Okay, Cheryl Parker. So is the hazard pay included with everything that you offered them?
Now, the union says it's working on that counter proposal, and when it's finished, it will send it back over to the city to meet back at the table. The city, specifically the mayor, saying she wants everybody at the table. She says the city can't negotiate with itself, and she wants to get everybody back to get a deal made and quickly. Reporting live in Roxborough, Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.
Okay, so according to the union, they want hazard pay, right? They want a 5% annual raise, a yearly raise. That they want a 5% on that, plus hazard pay. So let me ask everybody, even the ones that are not from Philadelphia, do you think that it is fair for the district to ask for they want an 8.75% raise, right? Plus a 5% raise annually, right? And they want hazard pay. Do you think that Cheryl Parker should agree and give them that? I would like to hear, everybody's perspective, everybody's opinion on that. Do y'all think that the union is asking for fair wages? Right? What we all know now, right? If y'all go to Google and stuff like that, y'all can Google it yourself, right? The mayor cannot raise her wages. She cannot raise it. So let's go back to the video on what the mayor was saying. Let's go back over there. So now that we know what the what District 33 wants, right? Now that we know what District 33 wants, let's go back to the mayor. I know that I was like, y'all want a 5% raise every year. I was like, I'm looking like now y'all being stingy. Something's not right. Something's not right. Is District 33 in cahoots with is y'all pranking the citizens of Philadelphia?
Knowing who their neighbors are and offering to help them during this challenging time, that's the doors of senior citizens who they residents of the city of Philadelphia. You often hear me talking about one Philly, a united city. But over these past 3 days, I have seen one Philly, a united city in a way that I could have never imagined. To see neighbors knocking on the doors of senior citizens who they know don't have the ability to deliver their trash to the sites that Clean and Green Director Carlton Williams will go over, but knowing who their neighbors are and offering to help them during this challenging time, that's what one Philly looks like. We are in the midst of a storm right now, and we are going to make it through. And I believe we're going to reach a fair and fiscally responsible contract with our workers at District Council 33. I now want to ask our city representative, Giselle Jones, to give us an update on our 4th of July activities. Before she comes, I want you to know that we are ready for the 4th of July, Philadelphia. Anyone who was planning on coming into our city, if you're flying in, taking a bus or the train in, residents who are gathering their family together in order to come down on the Parkway to do what we do here in the city of Philadelphia in celebrating here in the birthplace of democracy, please make sure you don't adjust any of those plans. We are going to celebrate in Philadelphia fashion. I now want to turn it over to Giselle Jones.
And they did that. They did just that. They celebrated on some real shit to the point where, there were shootings everywhere again. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. The citizens, y'all keep complaining, but y'all don't put your part in. Y'all really don't.
Thank you, Mayor Parker. Good afternoon, everybody. It is truly a beautiful and sunny day today here on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, and we will have this beautiful weather tomorrow. So there will be no stopping us on delivering what will be the best in the country, 4th of July, free concert here on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. As you can see, our partners at Welcome America behind us are very ready to deliver
Go back to what the
this
union
celebration tomorrow. Philly, as our mayor has said constantly, wants to see her city celebrate in true Philly style, because that's what we know how to do. The work is not easy to curate, but we do it with love. It is very meaningful. We do it to uplift our young people. We do it to unite our city all the time. We do it for our neighbors. Events are like a woven quilt. They are the blanket that binds us and covers us together. The city has different pockets of neighborhoods, and when you quilt all of that together, what you get is what the mayor is talking about: one united city. And she practiced.
My bad. Blessings, Gary. Let's sit down, Brown. I lost the mouse for a second. How you doing?
I'm chilling. Don't mind the background. I'm outside in the cuts. They're still playing with fireworks, but I'm listening while I'm watching the video, and she's trying to. I think the mayor is trying to equal what they're asking for, right? She says she's trying to give them 13% over 4 years. They want 13% every year. How do you do that?
They want 13%, right, and 5% increase every year.
Yeah, because they want eight. They want eight and three quarters of an annual raise, and then they want 5%. What is that, hazard pay?
They didn't have percent. They want an increase every year. That's all they want. They said a 5% increase of the wages. I think it wasn't hazard paid, but they want hazard paid included too.
All I know is that's a large increase for an annual salary. I don't think most people get that anywhere. But the police don't get that. The fire department don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to just get 8? Yeah, look at that. Okay, she's saying 5. They saying 8. Look, she going up to 8 points. They want 15%.
No. She's not saying that. They're explaining to us in 2024 to 2025 it was 5%, right? Now from 2025 to 2028 they'll get 8.75%, right, and a 15% increase. The city gets paid 8.75 and the union gets paid 15%. That's a good pay.
Yeah, because that's damn near doubling them. So what else could they possibly want?
They're talking about
equal with the city last year. Yeah, but look, in 24, 25, they're even, right? The city getting 5, the union was getting 5%. That's what they battling for. Now you go to the next 3 years, they saying it's no way in the world you can get 15%.
Because they're getting paid less. Damn, I got what you're saying. See, if you wouldn't have pointed that out, I wouldn't have noticed that. At all.
Like, we have to, like, in order for things to run, you have to be realistic. Yes, there's a number that you feel like is a medium point, right? But
Yeah.
where's the medium at? She
Right
say,
now,
or the
nowhere.
city say 8 3/4. They saying 15. So if you multiply 8 3/4 by 2, that's damn near 17.5%. Y'all want damn near 15%. That's 1 point. That's damn near a double up. Who could afford that? So what does the city got to rob Peter to pay the garbage people for? Who they got to rob?
More schools, because they're not going to be able to take from the prisons. That's a no-no. We all know that.
But that's what I'm saying. They have to be realistic, right? Nobody's not saying that the people just striking they're not warranted of a raise, but that's kind of crazy. 15% raise. If you was to do if you was to do a poll of what is the normal size raise in your city, I promise you it won't be no 15%. That number will probably be like maybe what they're saying now, 5%. So y'all want to get a 300% increase if your regular annual raise is 5%.
Yeah.
The regular people ain't even getting that. The regular people might get $1 raise, a 50-cent raise, a 75-cent raise. It's kind of hard to then turn around and say, you know what? So we make it 30,000. So let's get 15% raise of our 30,000.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Like the math ain't adding up somewhere. That's why I'm like, this shit is not gonna work out like.
So you got
like
so you would have 9,000 people with a $9,000 raise. Yeah, just using our numbers, right? 30,000 below that.
Union workers.
That's what I'm saying. The $6,000, $4,500 raise. So 9,000 times 4,500. Is that even in the budget for it to even be possible? And then after that, you want hazard pay. How many of your people are working actually in the hazard field, right? You got regular garbage, you got the oil, you got all of these other things. How many of these people got to get raises? So you want them to get that $4,500 raise plus something else. You have to.
And
meet
you know what's
halfway.
crazy? I'm glad you just said that. You know what's crazy? The majority of them will sit here, right? And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, this has to also put in the work. If y'all get a raise, is y'all going to pick up our trash better? Is y'all going to be cleaner with our trash? I mean, it's already bad enough the citizens are dirty as shit. I'm sorry to say it. There's no hairs in my tongue. There's no filters in my mouth. You see where I'm coming from? This shit should be hand in hand on some real shit. Like, y'all should be able to clean y'all fronts. If y'all don't got, if y'all don't want to clean y'all front, at least pay these young bulls out here, because there's young bulls out here walking around, willing to take, hey, let me get 10, 15. Just don't be cheap about it. What the fuck they gonna do with $5 and they just cleaned your whole front and your whole yard? Come on, let's be realistic about that shit. So it's like there's people out here like,
right? So let's look at it from that standpoint, right? So now let's say people start doing that now, right? Now the city want to adopt that. What the union gonna do with that?
Exactly. That's my
you see
thing.
what I'm
That's
saying?
What I was just asking.
There's no win for losing with them. So why y'all trying to get all of this amount of 15% when y'all could just meet outright? Y'all, they saying 8 3/4. Go to 10%. Go to 12%. You got the raise that you need. 15 is crazy. That's astronomical.
And
they really shooting for the stars.
The one suffering is mostly the elderly. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I said, listen, they're saying that we're gonna start having a rodent infestation. Motherfuckers, we already have that. We already have that, because as a block captain, you see me go live plenty of times and show the alleyways, show them the streets and stuff like that. You see where I'm coming from? I don't just blame the trash people. I don't blame the sanitation department. I blame us too. All right, us, because we don't know how to keep our shit organized. I don't give a fuck if you buy the cheapest bag, but if you organize your trash, there wouldn't be trash all over the goddamn streets. And if a trash, how can I say it? A sanitation worker comes, picks up your trash, right, and that trash bag breaks, right next to right in the street where they're picking it up, because that's where mostly breaks at, in the motherfucking street.
Right.
If it breaks on the sidewalk, okay, it's up to the citizen to pick it up. But motherfuckers, y'all break these bags in the streets. Oh, they shouldn't have been buying. I mean, listen, I've done lives where I've shown this shit. They over here talking shit about the citizens going back and forward with them. I'm like, but it's true. Like, how you judging this motherfucker because they couldn't afford a fucking $2 trash bag? They could only afford a quarter bag. You can't do that shit. Next time, grab the bag the right way if you know some motherfuckers can't afford good bags. And they won't break on your ass. If y'all will stop picking up the trash cans and stop playing fucking ping pong with them, right? Y'all will get the trash dumped into the fucking trash can, right? Like, this ain't fucking basketball. It's the sanitation department. Y'all talking about y'all worrying about a needle, then grab the bags the right fucking way because you don't know who the fuck is a heroin addict. If the heroin addict was sitting in that trash fucking humping another heroin addict and sticking needles on themselves at the same time, got up and left that shit there with some condoms along the side. You didn't think about that, but you just sure as hell grabbed the motherfucking bag and, try to throw it in the hoop inside the little circle thingy, the little fucking trash monster thing that goes boom, boom. You sit here grabbing that shit like it's a basketball, but you worrying about being healthy, about being stung by a needle, stuck by a needle. My bad, stung. They're not bees, but you'll get my whole point. Like, if y'all do get these raises, is y'all going to get y'all employees to be better workers? Because there's no way in hell we should be seeing sanitation workers going head to head with fucking elderly people. I mean, I got a whole live on that one from I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. I was on a live already. That's why I have it. It's not that I pulled my phone out. I was doing a live. You see where I'm coming from? And boom, I caught that shit on the live. So it's kind of like, come on, let's be realistic. Like, that same instance that I've caught it once on the live, other motherfuckers can do the same shit. Look, this is the issue we're having. When I was on the live and I say, yo, it's fucked up. Look, listen, y'all some good workers, you need me to call the police department because as, citizens, they should be respectful. They asked for me as a block captain to go to the politicians and demand these manholes and these sewers and all this bullshit to get fixed, right? In order for this shit to get done, they have to break the streets and fix the fucking streets. So if you're not supposed to be parked in this area, I already know we have a parking issue. Motherfuckers own 10 cars to one house. It's like Killer Clown in outer space on some real shit. I'm trying to figure out how the hell you got like shit on some real shit. You got one little car and there's 20 people in each car. And it's not just Mexicans. We're talking about a community mixed in with blacks, whites, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Asians. You see where I'm coming from? Like, let's be real. And then we're supposed to be in the ghetto in the hood. How the fuck you own 5 cars while you're still running a house that's $1,000 and up?
Oh, they live in that. They live in that ghetto life. Yeah, they live in the hood life.
Here for doing all this shit. I was like, now I don't know where they got this information unless they got her fucking pay stubs. You see where I'm coming from? Unless they see her, because according to the law, a mayor cannot raise her fucking her paying wages, right? According to the law, the council's supposed to do that. If not, if she did that, she would have been exposed the same way Tiffany Hayard was. I hope I'm saying her name right. That fucking mayor is under the fucking roof right now for doing her citizen. The governor. I don't know if she's a governor or a mayor. I think she's a mayor. She did her citizens dirty as shit. Like, come on, like they exposed the shit out of her. What makes y'all think they went and exposed fucking Cheryl Parker, receipts and all? Like they did that one. So if y'all got the proof on her, show it. Is my point. You see, other than that, let's do what the fuck we gotta do. I'm not gonna sit here and pick a side unless you got proof. Because so far she's doing what she's gotta do. Is my point.
Because the people that's hurt, like you said, the people that's hurting the most is the elderly, the citizens that can't, that don't have those 10 cars. They don't, you know what I mean? That 65-year-old woman that got to get all of that stuff up, or that 65-year-old man that got to get that medical waste up out of there, right? They getting punished. They getting done all of that, and they don't even have to find out to pay that because they got to pay for their medicine. They on a budget. Right? They can't even give away 50 cents because that 50 cents count for something else. If it's extra, they trying to hold on to it to add the next to the next. They want to hire. So that's a fact. And listen,
and that's a fact. That's true right there too, right? And that's why I mentioned them first. But let's not forget, y'all want a higher pay raise, but let's not forget there's single mothers out here and single fathers out here struggling 2 to 3 jobs, right? No cars. They can't get their trash over there. They got their kids, 3, 4, 5 kids sometimes. And I'm not bringing up the bad parents. I'm bringing up the good ones. Fuck the bad parents. I'm talking about these good parents out here with good kids, some of them with disabilities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
all of this have a play. All of this have a hand in the situation. So what is the 15% going to add? Is it going to add the weekly 3 garbage day pickups? They add garbage day pick. What do they want? Like, what is it that they really want? But this lady is sitting there. She's telling y'all, this is a raise that hasn't happened in over 30 years. So that's what, 95. So since 1995, this was not even thought about. They jumped up there from 5% to 8 3/4. That's a nice little raise. But y'all saying, nah, we want a 200% raise from 5% to 15%. How do you do that?
Like, did y'all not just forget that Trump just cut a lot of budgets and he just passed the big beautiful bill? Listen, the same way that the sanitation workers are out here struggling, so are these single mothers, these elderly people out here. And I'm not talking about the motherfuckers that are taking advantage of the government. And what I mean by that, those that are dependent on SSI and stuff like that, some of them do really need it. That's the crazy part. But I can't sit here and break it up without going into details. That'll throw us into a whole nother topic. But I'm just putting out there a point, trying to put an example. What are the solutions? Instead of us making these excuses because we look like fucking fools, or let's throw the trash in front of the mayor's house, let's dirty up our streets. It's like we're rioting right now. Y'all not seeing it? What the fuck is Philadelphia going to do? Is y'all going to keep sleeping, or is y'all going to wake the fuck up and smell the fucking coffee in the morning? Majority of y'all use your fucking welfare checks and y'all SSIs to go get it. Dunkin' Donuts right around the corner. So let's be real. Some of y'all use that shit on fucking weed and crack. So y'all telling me y'all can't pay somebody $5? Real large. Listen, District 33 is in charge of employees, 911 dispatchers, right? The people that work in the morgue, recreation centers. That's why a lot of recreation centers are closed right now. A lot of recreation centers are closing early. You see, instead of opening up to like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, they'll close up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon because the workers are on strike. For example, here in Huntington Park, they'll close at 5 o'clock, right? Because the caretaker that deals with the maintenance and all that is not there. The kids were getting frustrated. You know, they was getting pulled out the pool every 10 to 15 minutes. Like, that's not enjoying them. They're not enjoying shit. Like, they get in, they swim for a couple minutes, splash around, get out. Then they gotta wait, get back in. I'm like, yo, y'all playing fucking tag with these kids. One of these days, these kids are gonna snap. Like, we want to have fun. It's not working. It's not gonna work.
Look at this. But look how crazy that is. The city's so dirty now that you can't even turn the sprinkler cap on. You can't even turn the fire hydrant on. That's what you gonna do. You gonna run in there with the garbage? Like, how does that work? See what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that has to go into these situations. They pick a horrible time to do that.
Let me ask you a question. If it was in your city, right, and it was all going on, if the biggest union, when the biggest district, right, dealing with the biggest union in your city went under strike, right, and you had family members, right, and it's crazy that a judge had to order medics and 911 dispatchers to go back to work because if they didn't, the 4th of July would have went left. You see where I'm coming from? If it was in your city, right, and a judge, if it wasn't for a judge passing an injunction saying y'all gotta go to work or else, you see where I'm coming from? Like, what would you do if it was your loved one in a morgue there for weeks because everybody was on strike and you're waiting to lay your loved one to rest? How would you feel? Pissed as shit. If that judge wouldn't have did that, we would have been having riots in the city right now. People don't realize that shit.
I put that comment. I put that comment in the chat earlier. Listen, if y'all got to go through all that, y'all might as well bury them in your backyard. Well, everybody's not a homeowner, but if you're a homeowner, no, I'm being for real. Because if you're a homeowner, you put your body in the backyard. That shuts down. That you ain't got to pay property taxes. Ask Trump. Trump did it with his wife.
Yeah, you still have to ask for permission.
He buried his wife in the golf court. He don't got to pay taxes no more. That's a fact.
And but
this
I
is
think
what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
ask. I think you have to ask for permission to do that. And is it legal? Let me see.
It depends on what states. Some states do it, some states don't. You gotta have like a few. You gotta have a certain amount of yard space or whatever. I understand all of that, but still, what are y'all doing? Y'all just got the body in the morgue.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? What are y'all saying? But then if I do that, y'all want to take me to jail because y'all don't have the people to take care of the situation. So I'm gonna take care of the situation. Now I'm breaking the law. See, it's a give and take situation, but they doing a lot of taking and not enough giving.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody wants to take, but they don't want to give.
So that's crazy. Like, and you could tell, like, I don't know, this could probably be a greed thing. I don't know. They probably, I mean, if they offer, like, damn, I would take any raise. Any raise would be good. Like, the same way you having it hard, like, then if it's like that, you know, how can I say it? You're saying that it's hard for you like that, right? And because, you know, a lot of the sanitation workers, you know, they got to pick up bags. They're in places, you know, where addicts leave the needles and stuff like that, right? Then, you know, the nurses should get a raise too. All nurses should get a raise. Then all health aid, all health aid. You see my point? Health aid workers should get a raise too, because they're not just dealing, you know, how can I say, they're also dealing with hazardous situations. A lot of them are dealing with patients, they got HIV, you know, and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I think it's easy dealing with their needles, you know, dealing with changing them and stuff like that, especially the ones that are bed bound. A lot of them are dealing with people that got a lot of illness, viruses that are, you know, they can get transferred. They should get a hazard pay too, and, you know, a bigger raise. And I can sit here and tell you that, you know, the health aides don't get a hazard pay. Health aides, you can go there without a fucking, how can I say, a diploma. All you doing is helping out a patient. You see where I'm coming from? Taking care of their needs.
Picking up his poop, wiping their butt,
asses,
doing all
that
things,
shit.
giving them a shot. Yeah, so they playing don't with urine and all this.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the same privileges that a regular aide has in a hospital. You see where I'm coming from? So how about them? They get a raise. How about the people that deal with, you know, the homeless and all that shit? Do they get a raise too?
Nope.
That's my whole
point. They got to deal with the worst because they're literally risking life.
But if it's like that, then all the people that have to deal with hazardous situations should get a raise. That's what I'm not just looking at one situation, because it's not just about all this is leading to a lot of people, you know, being affected. Like, it's bad enough. We're not just about to start a fucking massive splinter infestation. It's been happening. The problem that we're going to have right now is, are we going to find a solution for all the rodents that have to come out? Because there's more than what it was before, and they're bigger and bigger. See, I'm scared as shit of them, but I'll sit here and save an elderly. I don't give a fuck. I might face my fear because it's fucked up and crazy. How the hell is we fucking them over? How can they help themselves, especially the ones in Kings, the ones in bedbound? I seen the old head right here over here. Like, they left the construction site for 2 days, but they came back. But all this trash that they had right there. I'm sitting here, I was like, I want to clean this drum right here. But how the heck do I do this shit by myself? Clip is on strike. Mm-hmm. I can call Clip for help. You see where I'm coming from? Oh, wait a minute.
All right.
I can't do it because y'all on strike. Now this lady right here, the back is all infested with rats and shit like that, and she's on her own. So it's kind of like, oh, you see the situation? Some of us can only but help so much. So we need to find a solution. It's not just up to them. While they're on strike, what are we going to do as citizens? Instead of destroying our neighborhoods by throwing the trash in the goddamn streets, we need to keep the trash organized, or pay the people that are willing to take your trash to the actual sanitation department. What they do with it afterwards is not our problem. It's the government's problem.
Yeah, because if you now here's the funny part, right? So let's say everybody turns around, get one of those big black bins, right? They throw their garbage in there and they burn it up. Are they going to go to jail for that?
I never thought about that. Let me see. Is it illegal in Philadelphia to put trash in a big garbage bin and put it on flames? Yes, it is illegal.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So y'all making the people dependent on you. Now that y'all on strike, I can't depend on you. So how am I supposed to get this done?
You was just talking about this the other day on your channel. Like, I was listening while I was cleaning. When was it? Like 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. Is
Probably.
it?
I don't be knowing.
Yeah, you was just
I
talking
did
about
one.
it. Dependent and
Yeah, being
independent.
dependent.
Or
Yeah,
was
that
it?
was
No, it was
yesterday.
yesterday. Damn. See, I know it was
Yesterday,
yesterday
being
while I was
dependent.
cleaning. Yeah, you was talking about independent and independence.
And this is exactly my point. Everybody want to be, oh, let me hold it down. Let me be a monopoly. You're so independent now. You got to be dependent on these people to take your trash. Now you got to depend on the bus service. Now you got to depend on the city to do all of these things. And now the city shut down. Now what? Now what?
You just proved your point. I don't think nobody could shut your question down right now. Damn, he just made a point. Anybody that was trying to debate Gary, he just proved y'all. He just proved his point. I mean, I can't say shit right now. I'm stuck. He's right.
You know, I understand that people want to be, you know, individuals. There's no mistake in that. But when you when you going through situations where you have to be dependent on somebody, you can still be an individual, but you got to live in the real world. You are dependent of people, right? Just like we are independent content creators, right? But if the people don't show up to give us feedback, how do we know if we working or not? How do we know if we're succeeding or not? You see what I'm saying? We are dependent on the views. We're dependent on the feedback from the chat in order for us to see if we moving a needle or whatever. People registering what we're saying, right? That's why I'm saying you can't be that damn independent to think that you don't need nobody. You do need somebody. Just like right now, we talking about people not having the people may not have the $5 to give to these people to dump the garbage.
Facts.
You're paying like $1,000. The people with the 10 cars, they probably paying about $300 for each car now for insurance.
Yeah.
Now you're paying more on insurance for a car than your house for rent. But instead of they getting their way, they pride and ego getting away. So now I'm not gonna sell my car. I need to look good. I need to look like I got it. Well, what's a good look if you got it? If you can't afford it, what's the point?
You know what's funny? You make a good point, because that goes back to me going to talking around with the neighbors and stuff like that, right? When I came out and I asked, I'm like, what do y'all think if I, get a petition, right, and I get all of y'all to sign it? I'm not talking about just my neighbor. I'm talking about the whole community. The HP community. I'll go around from street to street, community. The signatures. Let's get these trash bins in the corners. One next to the Chinese store. The other one might be in front of a store, right? The other one might be in front of a church, a barbershop, whatever's in the corner is gonna have to deal with a bin being there, right? But I'm talking about like the bins they got in New York City. I don't want to put all bins straight up in line, but I had my idea because of videos that I used to watch from London and stuff like that, how they used to keep the neighborhoods clean and stuff like that. So I used to come on here when I first started podcasting. This is how I used to come up, and I was like, yo, it's crazy how New York came up with the idea that they got these big bins put together, and it's like taking up parking space and stuff like that. I don't want that. I was like, but in reality, if you look at it, 2 little bins or 1 little bin right there in each corner, right, would be enough that, people just throw their trash in there to keep the streets clean, right? Now, with that there and people having a trash can next to their steps, right, in front of their own, I don't give a fuck if you're renting or you own your own property. Put that trash can right there, put a trash bag in it, right? And if somebody decides to throw fucking trash on the floor, there being a trash can, whether they're in a car or walking by, right, then they should get a fine. Because it's like, what's the excuse now? You can't say there's no trash cans in sight, so I'm going to just throw my trash on the floor. I'm just putting one example out there. You see my point? But that idea got thrown away. Oh, we don't need that because it's going to make the streets trashier. How do you know if we don't try? I'm like, I can't be a leader of the community if you keep shutting down all my ideas. You see where I'm coming from? Y'all agree with some, but with the ones that could really change this neighborhood, y'all throw to the side because y'all think it's taking away y'all freedom. Listen to yourselves. It makes no fucking sense to me.
It's not going to make sense. You know what I always say? People always want to be right instead of the lesson or the message being right. So y'all are y'all really that upset that y'all didn't come up with that idea that y'all don't want to see if it works or not? Let's see if it works. If it don't work, we can always remove the situation. A street captain, yo, this ain't working. I think we need to pull that back. We all voting on it. We all agree that this ain't working. Let's pull that back. Then that's how you shut it down.
And that's my whole point. So meanwhile, it's harder for me to do it on my own. You know, I've been taught, like, I got to give a big shout out to Word. I got to give it to Miss April Showers because they were the first ones in the 8th grade podcast, right? They was like, Ray, if the people not listening, then you keep doing. You show consistency. Like, all right, fuck it. They don't, you got the ideas. You keep giving it to the politicians. Keep giving it. And that's what I continue to do. Like, fuck it. Some of them pull through, like the cameras. Everybody was saying, oh, it is against, the privacy of the children to have cameras. That's why they don't do that bullshit. Because of all of us coming together, we got them in the buses. Guess what? Now my daughter's school is going to be one of the schools where they're going to try putting cameras in all the classrooms, including the hallways, not just in the principal's office and not just in the main entrance. Now we're going to have cameras like we've been asking. So for those of y'all, it don't work. Well, guess what? Us coming together, we pull some shit through. But right now we're so divided that even if the fucking war ended, right, and the air cleared out, the air cleared out, the smoke cleared out, we would still have debris in our eyes. We would still be asleep and blind to the motherfucking facts with the answers in our faces. How does that make us look? Let's be real. And y'all wonder why the government don't fucking give in. Because when they do give in, we make them look like fools too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely hard to move the needle when you the only one that's trying to set a precedence, right? But that's why you have to continue to do what you're doing, because you trying to make it comfortable enough. Yo, let's have the conversation. So now we sitting around, we had a conversation. What y'all think we should do on the block? Well, let's just try it on the block first. All right, let's see if we can find a big dumpster thing, and we put it on the corner. I mean, y'all might get fined for that. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I already know what to do around it. That's why I always say, yo, listen, with a petition, we can go far. All I need is y'all signatures. Y'all back me up on this shit. The judge will sign off on it. That's all I need is the judge's permission, and I won't get a fine. You know why I know it will work? Because there's already 2 blocks within Philadelphia that has done that. But guess what? Other blocks don't want to do it. If we sit here and we sign as citizens, like, okay, yes, this is what we want. It feels as though, this can help us out. I can go up there, give the speech that I need to give, and they will budge a little bit. Let's give it a try. But if we don't do shit, it ain't gonna work. That's why I was, little by little, like I do every year. I was like, y'all don't want to clean? Fuck it, I'll do this myself. And I just give when they give me supplies and stuff like that, and I put out of pocket, I'm only going to give it to those that I know that are going to come out and help. If you're not willing to come out and help, well, then I don't give a fuck what you think, and I don't give a fuck how you feel. That's how I started getting. Because at the end of the day, I'm busting my ass doing this shit by myself. What are you putting into it? You want to complain? Put something into it. If you don't want to put money into it, put some fucking work into it, because we're putting the rest in. Something got to give. Because I'm tired. Like I told everybody, I'm tired. Like, if y'all not going to do it, well, then I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you've been doing this long enough, you just can't be the voice of reason. You can't be the person with the actions of reason. Somebody got to say, well, here's the bigger thing. Where's the goddamn compassion, right? Damn, Shorty doing that all by herself. Yo, you got that, Shorty? You good? All right, cool. Ma'am, you got that? Or how are they going to approach you? Like, yo, you need help? Then another person doing, hey, maybe somebody else will pick it. I always say 1 reaches 1,000, right? You may not have reached that one yet, but that one is coming. And then when you reach that one's going to reach another one, and then it's going to pick up. But slow and steady does win the race. You understand what I'm saying? That's why consistency is key. Because if you're consistent enough, somebody's going to say, you know what? I can't just continue to watch her do A, B, and C. I might as well help her with A, B, and C. And if I got the strength, I could do D. And somebody else see me doing D, they might want to do E, F, and G. And then it goes on and on and on. It's a process that you gotta go through. right? But we have to understand if Rome wasn't built in a day, then everybody with common sense, even though I don't think common sense is common anymore, they're going to pick up slowly but surely as well.
And that's a fact. And that's why I gotta say, I gotta give it to people like you, like the word and stuff like that. Because when y'all talk, the message might not be for everybody, but there's some people like me and the people that are around me that'll get that message and do something with it. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, because absolutely. Because I understand the message may not be for everybody, but it may be for someone. See, that's why I go by the logic. See what I'm saying? That's why I say one can reach 1,000, because it may not be for everybody, but it may be for that someone. What I give you, you might be able to break it down for somebody that's understandable for the next person, right? I give a message. I'm not from Philly. If you break it down in your Philly term, yo, what she's saying makes sense. All right, let's try it that way. But that's not, as long as you understand your ego's not in the way, because the message is right. It's not about you getting credit. It's about the message being given credit. So now you pass it on, they start picking it up. Yo, the Jones, that. Okay, cool. They pick it up, now they do it. That's the thing that we have to lean on. We have to lean on people breaking our stuff down to where it may reach somebody in Philly. It may reach somebody in New York. It may reach somebody in Atlanta. It may reach somebody in LA, right? But you gotta have the conversation. If you don't have the conversation, nobody know what you're talking about.
That's a fact. And that's why I said it like, man, I gotta give it to y'all, because on some real shit, listen, if it wasn't for the advice that was given to me about the petition, shout out to Miss April Shower. She was the very first one to sit here and motivate me, right? Then came the word. First, April Showers, Nate. I remember this shit in order because they all came in line like, yo, Ray, don't quit, keep doing what you're doing. Boom, boom, boom. I used the same shit to, because around that same time I became the block captain, which was around like 3 years ago and stuff like that. And I was going through a lot. So it was like, fuck it. Like, let me use what they're giving me, because I can't do it exactly how they're doing it. Let me flip it around and turn it into something. And I'm doing it. I was like, the same way I got to be with this petition, I got to be with the people within around me. Like, I hate it because I'm not a politician, but I got to get political with them. You see where I'm coming from? And if I don't show them, like, all right, fuck it. You don't want this, but those that want it are going to get something from it. But I'm sure I'm not going to sit here and bust my ass and give you for nothing in return on this situation. You see where I'm coming from? Because at the end of the day, this is not for me and this is not for you. This is for the kids. My kids walk these trenches with your kids. And I sure as hell want them to be safe. And I want them to get the fuck out these corners, because these kids are getting younger and younger in each corner, whether y'all like it or not, especially here in Philly. They're in these corners 8, 7 years old, busting fucking traps. Why? I don't fucking know. 8, 7 years old, vaping. Why? Oh, wait, let's not forget, we're just getting these programs back. I don't know how many other cities are starting to get programs back, but I do know that Philadelphia, shout out to Cheryl Parker, since she's been back, we're getting programs back. Programs that we had back in the 90s that were helping us out. Why do you think our generation is, even though our generation and the generation before us fucked up this generation and the generation that's coming up, right? I must say we had a better upbringing than what this generation, my generation, is giving this generation. So I feel as though those programs are needed, because some of these parents are not capable of teaching these kids morals, respect, honesty, how to work, how to become entrepreneurs. Some of these kids go to the store and they get played. They get cheated out their fucking money. Don't even realize it. Come home, get their ass whooped. Well, you should have taught your kids some math. Basic math at that, because even I know basic math and I fucking hate math. I have issues with math. But you see my point? Like, but I know how to count my money. Shit. Like, what the fuck? We've gotten so lazy to the point. Like, that's why I love listening to Gary, because it's crazy as shit that in situations like this, when I come and bring topics like this, his lives matter, right? At the moment, I'm just listening, trying to understand what he's saying. But when I end up talking about topics like this, like what we're going on, what's going on here in Philadelphia, what he is saying makes a lot of sense, especially what he said yesterday. Is independent? Are we really independent? And it seems like we're really not. So if you missed this live from yesterday, make sure y'all go check them out on some real shit, because y'all will understand what I am trying to say, and it will answer all the unanswered questions that y'all got right now.
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just sitting there trying to understand that word really has killed a whole community. Well, I don't need you to do this, that, and the third. Okay, so let me see how you gonna do this then. You don't need them,
Mm.
right? So let's see how y'all gonna get rid of this trash. Oh well, I can't get there because I gotta work 2 jobs. Okay, so now you just where you gonna put the trash at? You gonna leave it in your house? Now your house smell like boo boo. Then you can't leave it in the backyard. Now y'all worried about the infestation of rats and rodents and maggots and
Mhm.
all of these other things. What are y'all going to do? Y'all independent. How do y'all make this work? Well, we're not independent no more because you are dependent on them. So if you're dependent on these people, let's make sure they get what they need. Let's
I'm
just do
sorry,
it.
I didn't mean to laugh, but yo, that's some real shit right now. Look how his topic lands on my topic today. Like it fits perfectly hand in hand. That's the crazy part. Who would have known? I would have never known that listening to his topic, because I wasn't thinking about it yesterday at the moment. I'm just listening to him. But listen how he hit the points on what's going on right now, and I'm sitting here like, oh shit, wasn't you just talking about this? And I'm thinking it was 2 days ago. That shit was just yesterday. He was just talking about this shit. So boom.
Um, but that's why we in the group, the 9%. That's why we say it. We all have we all individuals, but we have the same goal. We want everybody to be a better version of themselves. If they become better, we become better. Why? Because somebody's receiving the message that's being put out there, right? We're not just talking mumbo jumbo. It's making sense. Wait a minute. We need these people over here. So let's go on over
Mm-hmm.
here and help somebody. This is not the Alabama boat ride. We trying to do this for one day and then and go back to normal. Nah, we don't want normalcy. We want to improve ourselves. We tired of changing because every time we change, we go right back to our regular selves. Now we need to improve for the better, because once you improve for the better, you're gonna want more things that become better, right? You're gonna want more and more. Okay, so now that we taking care of this garbage situation, now we can sit there and worry about better health care, or we could worry about the after school program, or maybe we could just come up together and say, listen, we're gonna make a link and we do our own after school program right here in this
Like the
place, right
word
here
has.
in the park when it's nice days. Like, yo, we just gonna sit there, we're gonna bring some tables, do some homework, let the kids do some homework. Y'all go on out there and play. We checked it. All right. If your parents coming to pick you up, boom, we good. Look, they did their homework. Now you make it easier for that parent that got the 2 jobs. Say, you know what, y'all did do your homework. All I gotta do is feed y'all and put y'all to bed. You got to have these conversations. You have to understand. You have to be dependent of one another. That's why a community is necessary. If we could come together with like-minded situation and bring it to the table and make it work, you don't need the city to be dependent on. You can be dependent on the people that are just like you, or they look like you, or they have the same situation as you. Them higher ups don't have that same situation as you. They're banking that you depend on them because they need you to depend on them. If you don't depend on them, they're gonna get voted out. Well, there ain't nothing happening. You didn't do none of this stuff. Well, you got to go. Next election, they're out. This is why I'm
Right?
saying if we can all work together, the outcome will be totally different.
That's a fact. That's why I'm sitting here. I was like, yo, y'all, the city of Philadelphia wilding right now. Like, y'all, we all voted for this lady because we was hopeful that she was going to make changes, and she did, until these rumors started surfacing and the strike happened. Where the rumors came from, I don't know. That, is there, what do you call it, like a plant somewhere? I don't know if I said it right, and I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking
Yeah, it's a
about.
plant. It's a plant. Somebody sitting up there telling nonsense in her party or in her office or in her staff, whatever you want to call it. That's a plant.
Hmm. Because it's crazy as shit. Like, come on, y'all gotta realize this lady has done a lot. Like, all right, listen, I can't sit here and be mad at her. The way she's found the funds for the housing and all this shit. Listen, she can't help what Trump did. Trump, listen, he already passed the big beautiful bill. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I mean, Gary will tell me in 1 second after I land my plane, right? But he's already done that. So there's going to be a lot of cuts to the welfare. There's going to be a lot of cut to the, you know, how can I say, to the SSI. There's going to be a lot of cut to, you know, a lot certain people in housing, right? So that's not her fault. Now, she's done her job, you know, as in what we've asked her to do. She's done it, and she is doing it. Now, it's a matter of whatever, you know, them, the union, right, which are also citizens of Philadelphia, which people fail to forget, right? They're not politicians. They're also citizens of Philadelphia. And this, I feel as though should have been dealt with differently, more respectfully, more, I don't know how to explain this shit, more professionally. There you go. Because what's crazy on them videos that we seeing, right, the only people that have access to these trash trucks, right, are the people from the union, the sanitation workers and stuff. It's crazy how a lot of them got together to throw trash in front of the mayor's parkway. Like, I get what y'all saying, but why not land it all right there, you know, in front of the sanitation place? And, you know, made y'all statement. This is why I don't want to become a politician.
Look, park the garbage trucks in front of the driveway. You can't get out.
Something like that, but y'all did that, like, not realizing she had neighbors. You see where I'm coming from? What if she had kids? Like, whatever the fuck is going on between y'all and her has nothing to do with anybody around her. It's right. My point. This is why I don't want to become a politician. They're like, yo, you should run for mayor. For what? First of all, I don't got money like that to back me up or get me out of any heat of the moment shit that my mouth gets me into. You see where I'm, because listen, like I tell people, I have no hairs in my mouth, and I might pull a Trump and say, what the fuck you talking about in front of everybody, in front of the media, and not give a fuck about it. You see, I'm doing it now.
Hey, it worked for him. It worked for him. Hey. Look, he the exception to the rule, I guess, but it works for some people.
Shit, Trump said, I'm tired, I'm fed up. Y'all asking me some fucking dumbass questions. And it's true. And I'm only a leader of my own community. You see, I'm not just the leader of my own community. I'm the leader of my house. I'm the mother of this. You know, I'm the head of this household. You see where I'm coming from? So it's like people don't understand. Right. Like, why don't y'all put yourself in her shoes too? I mean, I'm just saying, can y'all walk them all in her shoes? Because I wouldn't. I don't want to walk them on her shoes.
They can't even. They don't even want to fit her shoe size. They're gonna scrunch their feet up to make it too tight. I can't put these shoes on, and that's what I'm saying. You. Everybody want to talk. Everybody want to have roles and no titles. They want the titles with no roles. All of these things is factual. Like everybody want to. Hey, if I was the mayor, now you have the choice. Now what y'all want to do? Be the mayor of your block. Let me see what happens on your block. See what I'm saying?
It's hard as shit. Trust me.
Let me see how you rock that. I'm just saying you can start with the small parts, right? But let me ask you this question, right?
You've seen it. Shit, I've done lives when it's time to close the block, and people have seen how some people in this community be like assholes. Even on my own birthday, I think this was 2 summers ago, I did a live and everybody was saying it too. Like, and then I did a live the next day. How the fuck you expect to be a leader of your community if you can't even fucking lead? You can't even lead with respect, honor, or dignity. I mean, I know I curse a lot, right? But this is the only way I can get motherfuckers to listen. Can I be professional? Yes, because if in front of the politicians I can be professional, I can be with my neighbors. The crazy part is I could be professional with some neighbors, but I got to get ratchet like this with others. And it proved it. 2 summers ago on my birthday, somebody was telling me that, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. I was like, you going to sit here and tell me this is like this is like that, when you haven't even picked up the motherfucking book, you don't even know the codes, the violations, you don't know your fucking laws or your rights. I could at least sit here and tell, no, I may not know the penal codes, which means the numbers to each one, but I could sit here and read you a few of them. Because it took me a minute reading them time back to back. Like, for example, motherfuckers, you know, when you close a block, you can't force nobody to move their car. It's up to the person to remove their car. There's nothing in the laws, nothing in the books that says it's a violation if you leave your car when they're having a block party. So what do we do about that? Since there's no violation, right? What changes can be made about that if those are changes that y'all want done? But me personally, you're not going to get me to argue with somebody over their parking space. Now tell me what solutions you want to bring to the table and I'll listen. But other than that, bring out your shit. You see where I'm coming from? Learn your laws, learn your rights, learn these little codes and shit that they have, right? Then come and holler at me. Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here in these boring ass meetings for no fucking reason. Talking to these politicians, asking them questions for no reason. So if you want to do what I'm doing, right, then do it. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy.
It ain't. This is
Especially
not
trying
for
to
the
get them
weak.
to approve shit.
Nothing that's being done today is for the weak, right? For you to be, for you to have the voice, or you to make the voice that you have, it has to take strength, right? For you to have to sit there and listen to these politicians have a conversation, you got to have the patience. That's strength too. Everything consists of strength. Now, how the strength goes, whatever, the patience, the compassion, the understanding, all of that may be considered a strength. So you got to be able to hold yourself, hold your ground. Even when you got to bite your tongue, you got to hold your ground, because just in case in case you got to say something, you got to be ready to strike when the iron's hot. You got to choose your battles wisely. You got to do all of these things. If you don't have the control, you might as well gracefully bow out, because you're not going to win. But you're doing the things that you need to do, because you know what I say: winners don't quit, and quitters will never win. So if you don't try it, you never know what you can do. So that's why you got to continue to do what you're doing, and be consistent with what you're doing. Doesn't matter if one person helped you or nobody helped you. The consistency is key. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna be like, yo, this damn Rachel, she doing too much on the block. I might as well go on out there and help her. Yo, I got this from this time to this time. You go on ahead. I see you with this one over there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the strategy is working. The patience is included. So once all of these things is added, you're gonna see some things move around a little bit. Even if it's just a little stone that gets turned over, right? Everything is not gonna be moved in a fast pace that everybody wants it to. But like I said, slow and steady wins the race sometimes.
That's a fact. I don't know if you've heard this, Gary, but I want you to listen to these words, right? I'm about to put a song on real quick, right? And I want you to let me know, right, if this is not what we're going through right now.
Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business. Not because they want to do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes. This day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I want to share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now, if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers in these battles cause I'm a church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battles cause I'm a church.
What you think about what the boy said throughout this whole song? And it might go over a lot of people's heads because he's a white boy, but they don't even realize he walked these trenches too, just like us.
Well, the best way to sum it up is for people to understand it is as simple as this, right? You make the best out of a bad situation. If you play spades, you know what I'm talking about, right? Just because you ain't got those big hands, right? You play the hand out. If you got the understanding, you got discernment, you got whatever you need, you still could make a couple of books, even if you ain't got no spades in your hand, right? I can get you 2 books, and then you play it, you finesse it the way you finesse it, you might get a 3rd book or a 4th book, and then turn around and make it the hand in your favor and get the other team stuck. Meaning you paid so much attention that you didn't have nothing, but you had enough to make the opponent lose the hand. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand what your standards are. You got to understand what you possess inside of you. If you don't understand what you possess inside of you, that's when you go around and say, you know what, I need to figure this out. And that's when you turn to people that really wants the best for you. Stop acting like you're a burden, and then I'm a burden because I don't know. If you've done enough work, you're not gonna be a burden. We're gonna get you to where you need to get to. We're gonna assist you to what you need to do to develop yourself, or as I say, to improve yourself. And once you improve yourself, you can take that assistance and rise to the occasion instead of, falling back in the back because you worried about the outcome. Stop living in fear, because once you handle the situation, you no longer have to fear it. So that's what he's pretty much saying. You gotta use what you got. If you ain't got enough, in your hand to play with right now. Wait till that next hand is the next day is a new hand. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the cards do you that day. And you still might be up ahead. You can stay even, but nobody wants to pull back in the hole, right? You rather be in the black than the red. So that's what he's saying. But it's up to the individuals to know what they got. Everybody is working off of what people telling them they got. Well, you ain't got it because you ain't got A, B, and C. I tell people all the time, you the storehouse. You don't know what you have inside of you because you ain't looked inside of yourself hard enough. If you look inside of yourself hard enough, I can actually make this situation better by just being present, by just saying, you know what, I got your back. Just saying whatever you need, I'm here for you. That could just lift somebody's day into a whole new aspect. Just saying good morning could turn somebody's sad day into a bright day because somebody, hey, they see that I just needed somebody to say good morning to me or whatever it is that, you know what I'm saying? But you got to understand what you possess. Until you know what you possess, you're gonna be walking the green mile. You're gonna be walking the dead man walking. You zombie like. It's time for everybody to wake up and elevate themselves. That's what he's saying. I just translated it in another way.
That's some real shit. That is some real shit. That's why I don't just pretend to be a politician on some real shit. I'm like, I got a lot of offers. Like, nope, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. You want to know why? Because I get more done, right? Having one foot in politics and one foot in the streets. I feel as though that if I do end up being all the way into politics, I won't be able to do what I got to do in the streets. You see where I'm coming from? It'll take away. It's not my job. That's not my position. That's not where I'm supposed. Now, hand in hand with them, that's where I'm supposed to be at. Because I'm not supposed to turn my back on my people. See where I'm coming? Call me a murder, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Like, say that I'm risking it. But at the end of the day, I guess that's my calling. A lot of people say I'm an advocate for the kids, right? I've been a voice for the kids for the longest. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm fighting for. I have kids. You see where I'm coming from? So at the end of the day, it's like it's a passion for me. I don't need to get paid for this because I want to see my kids, right, that are walking the same trenches that y'all kids are walking on, be safe. Can we take the dangers away from the streets all the way? No. But can we come together as, like we was at one point? I'm not going to say we, like, the generation before us was at one point raising us. And I don't know if I make sense on that part, right? Because we did have something. Not everybody had, a good time back in the 90s, you see, but we had something. We learned something. What do we have now? Nothing. What are we passing on to our kids? Nothing. Right? A lot of people are even saying, what legacy are you passing? You don't even have a legacy. Motherfucker, you are the legacy. What you become, what comes of you, what you build and pass on. That's the legacy. Like how good of a father you are, how good of a mother you are. You don't want to be leaving this world and be, oh damn, that was the worst father in the world. That was the worst son in the world. He wasn't nothing but, bad in our lives. Fuck it. We ain't gonna miss him. Imagine your kids and your family and the people that you say you love thinking like you about that. Like, come on, let's be real. You are the motherfucking legacy. What you do in this life, what you leave behind for your kids is the legacy. What your kids turn into is the legacy. My kids turning into something worth, how can I say something? I don't even know how to put it into words. Like that, how can I say? Becoming what they want to become in life, right? Being happy, right? That's my legacy. Knowing that they're going to be set straight, knowing that they've become somebody in life, not somebody important, but somebody in life, because we are somebody to somebody in life, whether you like it or not. If you're not here today, somebody's going to miss you. There's somebody that you are important to, whether you like it or not. And it took, it's crazy. Like I tell people, it took the father of my daughter right now, my fiance, my baby father, for me to understand that. No matter you could think that the world hates you, that is you against the world, but there's always that one person that if you're gone, they're going to miss you. For example, me, my kids. If I'm gone, they're going to feel it the most. The world may forget me, but I'm never going to fade from their minds. That's the one thing I got to understand. So I be cautious, and sometimes I'm in the line of danger. I know my kids are safe. And I know that if I do go that day, they're going to remember me as a loving mother. So I'm straight. I have no fears right now. You see where I'm coming from now? I do fear losing them. And I'm going to feel the same way that they lost me. So I do try to be as cautious as I can when I walk these streets and I'll have boots on the ground. Because I do create enemies. I create haters because at the end of the day, I'm being positive. I'm trying to bring something back to our communities. And a lot of people are against that shit. Why? That's an answer that I can never give nobody because I don't know why myself. And I ask it myself too. Like I be in a maze trying to figure out, like, you asked for this, now you don't want it? Something wrong with you.
Yeah, because you place yourself in a situation, right? So this is the thing, right? The greatest legacy right now, if something was to happen, right? You can be viewed as a person. Your legacy would be you overcoming, right? That's the legacy. That's the legacy that a lot of people don't even understand that they have to have in the first place, right? Because if you ain't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? But you have an abundance of something, right? You have an abundance of, perseverance. I'm not just going to sit here and take this lying down, right? So now you're making a move to where your kids can have a better thing, that a better situation than than you had before them, right? Our job as a parent is to be better to allow our kids to have better than what we have. It doesn't mean that they get to grow up with silver spoons. It just gets to mean that they have better than what we have, right? Like we don't, like I told you before, we have disagreements about it, right? But a lot of the time, we had the community to where, okay, Mr. Jones could chastise the kid, and then, well, when your parents get home, they're going to take care of the rest. But I'm just making sure you stay yourself out of trouble. We don't have that no more. Why? Because we are individuals, and there go that word independent again. You can't talk to my kid like that, even if the kid is in the wrong way. You can't talk to my kid like that, right? But once you overcome those type of situations to where you know what, I know you don't mean my kid no harm. Listen, you're gonna respect Miss Jones over there. You're gonna respect the
Facts.
OG Mr. Johnson or whatever, right? But we don't have those type of situations. Why? Because people want to close their curtains when times are tough and they see things going. I don't want to be a witness. Well, when it's time to overcome, don't be a witness to it. You ain't gonna have to be a witness to it because everybody's gonna talk about it. And that's what
Facts.
I'm saying. Once you leave that legacy of overcoming, they ain't gonna have no choice. But you know what? I remember when Rachel was sitting right there and she would sit there and say, you know what? Yo, we gotta sit here and get this garbage bin up here so that way people stop throwing their shit on the floor where she gotta go sweep it up. Now look, we got a garbage bin on the corner, people respecting it, people ain't gotta worry about no more garbage bin. It's the little things that count. Everybody wants to see. They want to see the tree, but they don't want to plant the seed. You see what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
the overcoming that's the legacy that you will be leaving if anything was to happen. That's why we tell you all the time to continue to do what you do, because if even if you plant the seed, somebody's going to water it. The sun is
Exactly.
going to nurture it with its light, and that's all you need to do. So that's the best legacy to leave is to show like, listen, I'm a female and I can overcome these situations. I'm a guy and I can overcome the situation. The options against me, the people are hating on me, but still in all, I made a resounding mark in on the block, in the city, whatever you want to call it. Why? Because you made a change. Just your voice alone could make a change. And that change is not even a change, it's an improvement to where somebody said, let me pick up the mantle where she dropped it and I'm gonna keep going forward with it.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I tell people, like, if I was to go or something happened to me today, it's gonna continue. I got people that's gonna continue doing the work that I'm doing. I got a nice little group behind me. You see where I'm coming from? So I'm not worried about nothing. I've set my goals. I lived the life the way that I wanted to live life. I've overcome my past, my situations. I'm teaching my kids how to overcome, whatever obstacles come their way, face their fears, and move on with situations, not to hold on. You see where I'm coming from? So, like I tell people, what happens, happens, it happens. At least my kids know that I love them. At least they know that if this was to happen, this is what mommy wanted. You see where I'm coming from? Like, will they continue with it? It looks like they will so far. So, I'm not worried. I mean, I've planted my seed good. Like, I'm just hoping that, they do what they got to do. And I got faith that they will.
Yeah, just know that you planted your seed. Just because you planted your seed and it fell on fertile ground. A lot of the seeds may not, it might get choked out. It may be on stony ground. It may grow a little bit, but on that fertile ground, it's going to grow into the thing that it's supposed to grow into. So you shouldn't worry
Facts, I
about
can't
that.
pick
You
it.
did your part.
Yeah,
You did your part,
exactly
and
like I
that's
tell
the best
people.
you can do.
And my only job right now, like, for example, my 18-year-old is just back him up. Like, he's got everything straight. His head on straight right now. So it's like I tell people, like, I'm not worried. I just got to do what I got to do. Live, love, and laugh on some real shit. Because all this shit don't really, like, if I wanted to, like I tell people, I don't got to get involved in none of this shit. But I choose to because at the end of the day, my kids are still walking these trenches. So at the end of the day, right, do we really have an option? I mean, I feel as though, like, sometimes if you're not going to sit here and do something, then I'm going to get up and fucking do it. Because I don't want my child to be in the middle of some bullshit. I don't want my child to be caught up in some shit. I don't want my child, I don't want a 911 dispatcher or a 911 officer knocking at my door, or getting a call from them saying, hey, like, listen, you have to come up to the morgue. Or your child is in a, jail cell right now. Are you willing to pay the bond? You see my point? So at the end of the day, I got to make sure that shit is straight around them. Yes, I want more programs. If y'all not going to get up and do it, then I'm going to do what I got to do. Y'all not going to help, then I'm going to continue to do what I got to do. Because I don't want my child in these streets selling drugs. I don't want my child in these streets banging out. I don't want my child in these streets catching bodies or worrying about which little girl loves him or doesn't love him or which one is going to rob him off his pockets. That's not the future I want from him. That's the future y'all want, and it seems like it's the future that a lot of people seem to want in the hood, in the ghetto. For some reason, y'all want to repeat the cycle, but a lot of these kids don't. And my kids, or some of them.
That's the
Gary
best
makes a
way to
point.
do it. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do it. Be the
Real shit.
example. That's all we can be. All we can do is be
Yeah.
the example. That's it.
People,
That's all we can do. Now no one can ever say, you know what? She only complained about certain things, right? Now that you said nobody was doing it, now that you done it, you set your precedence. That's the legacy you leaving.
that's a fact.
She
That's
just
why I say
she
I'm
just
not.
ain't say nobody didn't want to speak about this. Now that I'm speaking about it, nobody can say nobody didn't speak about it. I was
Real
one of those
shit.
people that said I didn't speak about it. Now that I'm speaking about it, I can't say nothing to nobody. Now I'm gonna
That's
look at
the shit.
myself. Okay, what do I got to do? That's got to be better. That's why I tell people sometimes your right answer is not the solution because anybody could say, "Yo, we need to do this." Okay, now let's get to the solution of how we can get this thing done. So that answer could be right. You see what I'm saying?
That's what
And
I'm
this is
saying.
the
Like
stuff
that's
that
what
I've been
like
saying the past week.
all this complaining that they're having about the mayor and shit. That shit, y'all better figure this shit out as citizens because look, at the end of the day, the ladies are doing. And me as a block captain, me as a citizen of Philadelphia, right? I can sit here and honestly say, right, we've demanded these things. She's getting right, her along with Boyle, right? Congress, right? Is where I'm coming from. The board that deals with the schools and the housing and all that. But people fail to realize, right? All right, Boyle deals with the schools. We get these cameras in it. But do y'all not know that the mayor has to pass this shit? The mayor has to find a way to get these funds to get this shit approved. You do know that the mayor has to have a sit down with not just Congress, but how can I say it? What are they called? All the legislators to get certain shit approved here that we're asking, like cameras in all
Councilmen,
schools.
representatives, all of
Yeah,
them
that's what I'm
people,
sitting here like,
Congress,
y'all not realize
representatives,
that shit.
all of that got to work.
Like she's making a lot of sacrifices here for us, and like we're giving her our ass to kiss. I mean, I'm not taking her side all the way. I'm on both sides is the crazy part, right? But being on that
Mm.
situation fucks me over a little bit. You see where I'm like, I get where they're coming from, but y'all walked away, so it's kind of making me like y'all making it difficult for me to be like, all right, I'm a citizen, you know. Right now, I'm not working, but I've worked. You see, I've been a health aide. I worked, you know, in places that I've been needed. You see, where like I don't know how to explain it, so I understand where they're coming from. But if they gave you a raise, why shut it down? What is it that y'all asking for? Be specific, because in the news y'all saying one thing, y'all striking, screaming, and shouting this, right? But then y'all giving this at the table and y'all reject it. So it's like you make it hard for the people that want to be right there neutral. I don't know if I'm seeing it right this time.
You sound like you know what you're talking about. You good?
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a pain in the ass because we do got some good ass workers. But if you got that raise, man, be happy with it before. What would happen if they do like they're doing in New York? A lot of people in New York in the sanitation business are losing their jobs in certain bureaus because they already got the trucks to pick up the dumpsters and the trash cans on its own. Basically, they don't need people to fucking pick up the trash. They've done it in other cities too. So when it hits Philadelphia, are we going to strike again? What is there to strike when they already replaced you? Am I making a point
Now
now?
somebody, yeah, because this is the funny part. Now somebody comes in, a private contractor, and here go the independent shit, right? So the private contractor comes in now. He comes in. I'm gonna take you up on your offer. I'm gonna just hit this part of the city first. You guys handle that other part. So now that they do that, the city say, you know what, y'all doing well enough. Nobody's complaining. So now we're gonna start phasing out the public workers. Now we're gonna have the private people pay their own stuff, and y'all working at it that way. So now the city is losing employment, right? The city worker now lost the city job. Now what y'all going to do? This is what I'm saying. You have to understand what you guys have got to go through. You got to
My whole
understand
point.
both sides of the road. If you don't understand both sides of the road, you're going to lose the race. That's not good for you.
Real shit. But then shit, the motherfuckers on here always in fucking competition. Oh, we better. No, no, motherfuckers. Philly ain't no better than no other city right now. Y'all just as worse as the same cities y'all complain about. That's why. Listen, I know people start hating me when I get like this, but at the end of the day, like this shit is stupid. Enough is enough because our elderly people are suffering, our kids are suffering, and our fucking streets are starting to smell like ass butt juice. All right, we look like some fucking donkeys all over the news. He's not out again. That I mean, like it's some real shit. Like the rumors that they're saying against her. I mean, unless we can prove them, right? We need to shut the fuck up and do what we gotta do.
That
That's
could be
it.
a
Because
but see, that's why I don't like politics, because that could be a political ploy, right? That could be the
yeah,
union trying to set her up to fail and all this other stuff, and then they get her down, and then they win, and then it's a lot. That's why me in politics,
mm-hmm.
I don't really like to do it per se. That's why I do what I need to do, right? Instead of what I have to do, I need to do it. It's a difference. I have to do it. No, I need to do it, because if I need to do it, that means I don't want nobody else to be in the way of me getting the things done. So that's what you got to do. So you know what I mean? I
That's a
won't, like I
fact.
said, if it gets any worse, people, I'm telling you, I already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna sit there, go in them black bins, burn that garbage up. Like, yeah, I ain't coming to get it. I don't care. I'll take that fine, whatever. I'm gonna just say, y'all ain't want to pick up the trash. What am I supposed to do? Live in infestation? What if a rat
Mm-hmm.
bite my kid? How am I supposed to take care of that rat bite? See what I'm saying? All of these things matter. But they keep thinking about themselves and not thinking about everybody else. That's why
Facts.
I'm saying that independency shit, that shit fucked everything up. And now you seeing it in effect right now. I. What about everybody else? I know you have to take care of yourself. But if we work together, there's no I in team, but there's an I in win. So if we win, you win. If you win, we win. If we all win, we're in a good place to be. That's how you're
Yep.
supposed to look at things.
I
But
mean, I was
I
saying the
don't
same thing
know what I'm
earlier.
talking about.
No, you're right. Because I mean, the same things you've been saying throughout this whole life that you got on here. My baby pops was saying earlier on some real shit. So you is completely right. You're not wrong. That's why I tell a lot of people, man, this man right here is my backbone for real, for real. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You get the opportunity to have that person behind you that's gonna, you know what? Whatever you weak at, we're gonna work at it together for it to no longer be your weak point. Now you don't have a weak link. I mean, you may have a weak link, but we're gonna work on every link to make sure it's strong enough to not be your weakest point. And
yeah,
that's why everybody needs somebody. That's why I tell people, you may be born alone, you may die alone. But in between that time, you're gonna need somebody to be dependent on. And this is what I was saying. You gotta have somebody that's gonna hold you down. If you want to
yep.
be independent, you think you can hold the world like Atlas. You see, they made a statue of him. He no longer exists. Why? He
Mm,
ain't here today. Why? You see what I'm saying? It only lasts for a
that,
certain amount of time.
that's a
Dependency could
fact.
last all the time, because even if somebody decides to leave, somebody else could take that spot and hold you down the same way, if not better than the person that just left you for their individual reasons. That's
Mm.
why I say I don't like independency. I don't like that word independent. Shout out to the word. He says self-sufficient. That's why
Do you?
it need to be self-sufficient and not independent. Because as long as you put that independent word there, you're gonna keep looking out for yourself. You could be self-sufficient and be selfless at the same time. But as
Facts.
long as you got independent there, you're gonna be looking for that first letter I instead of we and them and us. You're gonna always look at that I, because that's the first letter you're gonna look at. But like I
You were
said, I
saying
may not know what I'm talking about.
you were saying earlier, right, that it could seem like they could be somebody in cahoots and up there, right? They could be trying to set up either the union or her to fail, right? Do you think
Yeah.
that a lot of this, right? Because something that I'm noticing, there's something happening in almost every city here in America. And it's like the politicians, workers at war with the civilians, or there's some type of, like riot or some type of, it's something happening in every little city. And like people don't notice it unless it goes real big. Like right now it's happening in Philadelphia, Illinois. As the days goes by, as it continues, more people start knowing about it. But Do you think that this is something like strings they're trying to push, like plants in certain places, causing more division to try to push this damn martial law that they want to pass so bad? And if they don't find it,
I
do you
don't.
think that they'll try to hit us like with a, I'm gonna say it, fuck it, I ain't scared to say it, with like some type of virus or shit like that to, shut grids down or actually go ahead with the war and
I
boom,
don't
grids
think
go out.
that's. I don't think. I don't think this is that. I just
No?
think this is about a power pull, a money pull. Like
Okay.
now, if this was like 50 years ago, like the 70s, 60s. No, I'm saying if this was like the 60s and 70s, somebody might say the mob got a hand in this. You see what I'm
Oh
saying? Because
shit.
they trying to get this. And they trying to get their hand in everything. So now we gotta get these astronomical numbers because now we gotta pay them or we gonna be in a situation, right?
Hmm.
They put their hands in everything. I just think it's the unions that want their hand in it to where they get their money, they give the rest of the people a little bit of money and say we did the best that we can and they get the money, the union. This is all about a union pull. This ain't nothing more, nothing less. I don't think it's to that extreme, but that's why I was going to ask you earlier. Like, a lot of these cuts, right? You guys are a commonwealth, so
Yeah.
this may affect y'all more than everybody else because you guys truly, truly depend on the government because you commonwealth. So it's it's
Facts.
it's not like what I mean. It's not like your state has enough. That's why you're commonwealth. Just like the state taxes and all, y'all don't have all those type of taxes. Now y'all gonna have to finagle a way to do this, that, and the third. So
That's why.
my question was gonna be, how does it affect you that all of these the big beauty bill or the whatever the hell this stupid bill is that he
That's
just
what I
passed
was saying
is gonna
earlier.
affect
Because
y'all differently?
I was saying that earlier because Sherelle Parker said she wasn't going to put the city's the city at risk, right? Because basically, like she was saying, she pulled all these tricks to get all these funds for the city of Philadelphia, right? So how is she going to pull off to pay the sanitation workers, the dispatchers, the medical workers from the morgues and all that stuff, the people that work at the schools and recreation centers? How is she going to get them this raise, right? Without pulling more from other places that she fought to get these funds for all these places now. She's going to have to rob Peter, like you said, right? To feed them. How? So
And
that's why I
then
said I get it.
not to
Like you
be.
had to break it down like that for me to get the math real quick because I was getting lost. I was like, if she cannot sit here and raise her money, why are they accusing her of this, right? And what the fuck is going on? Why not just expose her and then maybe you'll get more people on your side and something will get done. Throw the trash in the rich neighborhoods. Watch when they complain, the city will do some shit. But I don't know. I think we're thinking asshole backwards right now. Nobody's coming up with any good solutions.
They ain't trying to come up with no good solution because they trying to benefit from it, right? There's no benefit for the union. This is what I was thinking, right? So let's say they take her offer. She says she want to give y'all 13% over 4 years. Okay, so why not just get 10% for the people and 3% more for the people that's in hazard pay? That's the 13% that she was talking about. Why not go about it that way? But instead, y'all
Yeah,
want that plus the 5%, which makes 18%, and it goes all over. Like y'all want too much. You're asking for the stars and the moon, and you ain't even got a spaceship, but you want the stars and the moon. How do you do that? But this is
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
possible.
Is somebody in that 33 union that's sitting there trying to get somebody to go crazy so where we need this number to be this high so we could get this much and then we could put this in our pocket and then let the 9,000 get what they need and they can go about their merry way. That's the politics of being in the union. But hey,
Man, it's crazy how my baby pop said that shit to me earlier. I didn't think that somebody outside of Philadelphia would have peeped that. But
it's
it seems
it's
like
it's it's a union thing. It's not even a city thing. It's a greed thing. It's a union thing. That's what they do. That's why they can't find Jimmy Hoffa now, because he's somewhere because he was doing the same thing. You see what I mean?
Wait, who?
That's why I said if this was like the 70s and the early 80s, this would be a Jimmy Hoffa poll, but I
Jimmy
don't know
Hoffa.
who's leading this union. So I don't know how this goes.
This shit is crazy.
I don't know
I
how
just hope
your
they don't
term
last
goes.
on 25 days because on some real shit, they're not thinking. Like a lot of these elderly people are not gonna make it in this summertime. They're not gonna go through. They're not gonna be able to go through these rodents biting through holes through their houses to get in. Like, it's some of them don't even have dirty houses. Is what fucks me up. Like, how the fuck they getting rodents? Oh yeah, y'all dumping y'all trash in their neighborhoods, in front of their fucking houses.
Y'all just got through a heat wave. See, they think they slick. They started the shit when the heat wave came, but I ain't saying nothing. I was minding my business. So
He
now
said
that
I
the
was
heat
minding
wave
my
came,
business.
look, the heat wave. Look, the heat wave came. Now you got this. You got the
Yeah.
garbage. It smell like.
Oh, let's not forget.
The middle
Wait,
of the
let's not
day.
forget. Let's not forget that half of the sewers are blocked because the streets are being rebuilt.
Oh
So
yeah,
half
that
of the
too.
sewers are closed up. So when it rains, there'll be little floods in the streets. So let's not get rain in the middle of all this, because then the maggots are really gonna come out. I feel bad for the elderly people. I really do.
I'm just telling you. So somebody's waiting for one of those heat waves to come back and say, "I told you need me." Somebody better give the better numbers. I just think they're going to settle at 13%. Hopefully they'll do what I said, the 10 and the 3 or whatever. So that way these people could get back to work. Your streets could be clean. And when this heat wave do come, y'all can turn the sprinklers on and not worry about your kids running through garbage to keep cool. That's the best that I can say.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. But see, like I even though I put the footwork, I have boots on the ground, or I put the footwork in, and I talk to people, I do lives and all that, right? I still come on here and I still give my perspective. Like, I try to get a little comedic, a little goofy with it sometimes, right? Because it's like you get tired of it. I'm not trying to be all serious. I'm trying to live, love, and laugh. Like I tell people, I'm not that type of person. Yeah, I'm serious all the time. You see where I'm coming from? Like, you might see me with a serious face, but deep down, I'm loving and I'm caring. But I just give that energy, the good energy, to the people that deserve it. Not everybody deserves for me to give a smile to, or hey, how you doing? Nah. I be telling people, man, you better say thanks to my baby pops, because he taught me how, to let go of that shield a little bit. Because other than that, I be walking like around people like shit. I give people back the energy, real bad. Like if I feel it, I give it right back. He taught me how to humble that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give in order to you have. What word would say? You have to sacrifice in order to invest. You got to lose to gain. Sometimes you gotta let down your armor so that way they can see that light behind the shield. You see what I mean? They got to see the authenticity of the person behind you. So as long as you got that shield up, they can't see it because you guard it. And that's the give and take of everyday life. You gotta lose the game. So that's the thing that we always talk about as well. So you like I said, he understands who you are. He's just giving you a better avenue of displaying it. So that way, man, that's that good shit right there. Come on, take your time. Take your time.
He said that's that good shit right there. Take your time. Take your time. I can't with Gary, yo. That's my OG right here. Gary, bust it down, baby.
Yeah, so this is the time that he's gonna allow. When you go through those situations, your light got to shine just so people can see that you're not just your heart is not hardened. So you got to show these things just for people to see that you are who you are. And like I told you earlier, your consistency is going to allow that to shine even brighter. So that's why you got to continue to do what you got to do.
Damn. See, there's been nothing but shooting since yesterday. That bar shooting at 4 a.m. Now it's a gunman saw after teen fatally shot, dumped from car. That is crazy. They shot him and dumped him from the car. This was yesterday. This happened yesterday on 4th of July. That's crazy. Damn. That's starting to surface now on social media. and on the news.
Well, that's them good
I,
times. That's what I'm saying.
that's because
People
the
are doing a
strike.
lot.
Yeah, I didn't know about that because the strike shit is taking all over my news feed about Philly. It's only talking about the strike, about the politics. The news about the gun shootings are starting to surface now. I was like, damn.
Y'all get ready because we're about to get some more news, and we will be talking about it on this channel. Stay tuned.
Shit. Let's hope them dispatchers don't go back on strike because they was only ordered to go back because of the 4th of July. So let's hope they don't just say, "Oh, y'all just told us to go back to work because of the 4th of July and shit." Monday's right around the corner.
Oh, they
Let's see
going.
what happens.
Listen, the judges and the powers that be, they going right back to work Monday. They had their 3-day weekend. They know they got to get this thing done for you guys. So it'll probably be done by the middle, if not the end of the week, because they ain't gonna have no choice but to figure this out. So
Yeah, they
you
better
guys
come
are
up with
gonna
a
be
better
okay by
deal
the
that
end
the
of the week.
government would take because they keep forgetting that Cheryl Parker still has somebody over her head. Like, okay, she's taking into consideration what you're giving her, but she's got to take this offer to Congress, dummies.
She
I mean,
got
to
to
the
take it
Congress.
to them. She got to take it to them. She got to also speak to the governor. She got to speak to a whole. It's not just her.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
if
Why is
anything, the
she doing all
governor could
this?
have came and just ransacked this, but whatever like, nah, I'm staying out of this. I'm gonna let you handle it.
I
But
don't
if he
even
got
like
to come
Shapiro.
down and handle it,
It's the worst. I'm like, y'all accusing her of fraud. Y'all know his fucking background. Why y'all not investigating him? Like, I'm a little lost on this one because I don't even know how he made it to governor. I was against Shapiro. I'm sorry. I was really against Shapiro. Like, y'all accusing her of fraud and she's doing what she gotta do. But this motherfucker in the ducky over there, like, he ain't do shit. And he's got a fucking background worse than anybody. But I mean, I guess it's okay. If you know, you could be dirty and be a politician too, right? Be one hell of a dirty politician.
you got a president that been convicted of 39 felonies.
Fact. So shit. Why can't Shapiro be in office? Like, I'm over
That's
here
all I'm
shot. Like,
telling you.
he's
So
fucks me up because we've never had a woman mayor. Yo, we've sat here. Oh, a black woman can't. Oh, she did it. She became mayor of Philadelphia. I mean, look in the records. I mean, in history, when has there been a fucking mayor that's a woman in Philadelphia? Look in the histories. This woman has broken history. And I mean, I see why she keeps shouting it out because she is doing stuff that hasn't been done in years that other mayors have not done. That's why I'm looking at this shit like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, she is doing something. Is y'all fucking blind? I guess y'all
maybe
hearing her for what Trump is doing, for what Shapiro is doing, for what everybody else is doing. Because y'all keep forgetting
maybe
that it's her, Shapiro, then you got Boyle, that he's from Congress, right? Then whoever the hell is a part of all them legislators, and like you just said, I forgot who the other people is, but like, come on.
you
And
got
then
you got the speaker of the regular house, you got the speaker of representatives, speaker of
exactly.
Congress in your state. You got
And
all
then
these people that got to sit there and run through.
that judge got to approve it. I forget what is it. The head of the Supreme Court is the one that approves these things. I didn't even know that until I started learning
The
about
state
the position.
Supreme Judge. Yeah,
Yeah,
state
there you
Supreme
go.
Judge.
He's got to approve it. That's why I was like, why is she getting all the backlash? I'm confused in this shit. But you kind of answered my question in a way, like 95% of it.
Well, the 5%, when you get that done, you're gonna get all of the answers,
5%
and
is
then
because I have to. The 5% is because I have to bump my head. Chill.
yeah, and then when you get that, you're gonna be more adamant in how you feeling because it ain't gonna make sense still because you're like, damn, we just did all of this and y'all still ain't want to do that, and it's still gonna be a thing. But all you could do is speak on it.
That's all
You
I could
may
do. Like
be the
I'm
voice
doing
of
right now.
reason for your town, for your block, for your city. You may be the voice of reasoning. Who
All
knows?
I'm shit. Maybe if I can catch up to her and I don't get, locked up in the process. I'm like, Miss Cheryl Parker, I gotta talk to you, yo. I really gotta talk to you. Let's have a conversation. I got some solutions for this. For all of our problems. Are you willing to listen?
Don't you laugh.
I'm not becoming
Don't
my.
you
I'm
laughing
not
if
becoming.
you
It'll be funny
email
to have.
that she may hit you back. Who is
Me and
this
her.
person? Who is this Rachel person with this idea? I need to go speak to her. Let's set up a meeting. She comes down to City Hall and we had a conversation.
So we're gonna see each other face to face. Listen. I was there when she, became mayor and everything. Like I was right there. That's why I was like, we're gonna see each other again.
Just make sure you visible because you ain't gotta go live. You're gonna be on TV. Then you can say I don't need no permission. I'm in the video. What you talking about? You don't need no YouTube. You don't need no YouTube permission. I'm in the video.
If she doesn't become mayor next year, then we're gonna end up getting a fucked up mayor, and they're gonna regret this shit. Like she needs to get this full term and another term, but the people so dumb they don't.
She got time. She got time. She got time. So
everybody
let's see
got
what else
balls.
they throw at her.
She's fought hard as shit for us to get a lot of shit here in Philly. Like they need to sit here and realize y'all need to thank her. She's got these programs. She's got a lot of pools fixed, houses, funds for these for the elderly, for the kids. Like we didn't have this 2 years ago before she became mayor. They were taken from us. They took away all the programs for the boys, for the little girl. Well, the girls still have some programs, and the girls and boys clubs existed for a while. But the girls and boys club ain't what it used to be. Kids are complaining about that shit. Like, let's be real. She is just starting to bring all this shit back. Like, she's fighting to get funds, and we sitting here giving her ass to kiss. Like, I'm not a politician, but I've been there. I've talked to them. So I know it's not fucking easy. Me knowing the steps they gotta take, I'm not gonna sit here and do what they doing. If anything, I'm gonna show y'all. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna continue to do. Like this shit is crazy.
Show them better than you can tell them. That's what I'm saying. That's why you gotta, you gotta continue on the road you're on.
Mm-hmm. Like I tell people, like, look, listen, man, I'm grateful that she's managed to sit here, like, along with Boyle, right, and get these cameras in a lot of schools here in Philadelphia. They didn't have funds for that, but she pulled it through right along with Boyle. Why? Because they was listening to us, the parents that came together on the school meetings, community meetings. What y'all don't fail to realize is the mayor pops up on these meetings. So does the governor, so does the Congress, and so do the majority of the legislators. They pop up. So whoever they are within y'all, city or state, if you do attend these meetings, right, the ones that people don't want to go to because they're boring, y'all might come face to face with a lot of these people from Congress and council and all that. See, we are the fucking problem. What's funny is I've
now some of the people got to be the solution. That's what I'm saying. Some people got to stop being right because your right answer may not be the solution. You need a solution to confirm your right answer. Now it's time for people to confirm the right answer by solving the situation the best way that they're supposed to. Stop talking about it. Be about it. Once you do that, your solution will confirm your right answer, and then y'all go from there.
Yep. Is Word going live tonight? It's already 12:40. I was trying to see, but
he ain't going no live. He over there with Mrs. Word. They over there having birthday time. He ain't going live.
It's her birthday. Shit, I forgot about this.
They doing the weekend. Shout out to the Word, Mrs. Word, 9%. Yep. My guy ain't gonna be on for the weekend. Maybe tomorrow, but not tonight. I know not tonight. Probably tomorrow, but not tonight.
I completely forgot about that shit, yo. I was on here looking at these videos and all this stuff. Like, this shit is completely out of pocket. Let me see if this in Philadelphia. Hold on. All right, so this is the one that happened at 4 a.m. Yeah. I'll get back to the mayor later. This is what happened at 4 a.m.
South Philadelphia, that is where a mass shooting broke out early this morning. Ellen Kaloje is live now at the scene. And Ellen, I mean, such a tragedy this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Greg. Good morning, everyone. So a little bit of good news in all this. I just spoke to a few police officers, and they say they got the original number incorrect. They originally said they thought 11 people were shot in this mass shooting, but they downgraded that number to 8. So if anything, just a little bit of positive news in this terrible shooting that happened just before 4 o'clock this morning. Let's get right to that video. It all happened at this bar called 7 Elements just before 4 o'clock this morning. It's on the 1100 block of South 11th Street. Again, at a place called 7 Elements. The door, police say, was locked. So police say they had to break it down when they arrived. And once inside, they say they found the shell casings, several shell casings on the second floor, on the stairwell, and in the parking lot, a chaotic scene where people had been running in all directions. They found 3 people shot. Those 3 immediately taken to local hospitals. 5 more checked themselves into area hospitals. So again, 8 in total. A security guard was shot in the face and a woman in the back, both in critical condition right now. The other were all shot in various parts of their bodies. And we talked to a neighbor who says he cannot believe this happened on the 4th of July.
That shit fucks me up when I hear somebody, I cannot believe this happened on the 4th of July. I do. I could believe it. That don't shock me. I expect that to, I mean, it's not that I expected, that came out fucked up. I know it to happen, so how can I say it? I don't get shocked. It's expected. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the only word that keeps coming out. It's expected. I mean, I'm used to it. Fuck, I don't know how to say this right.
You saying it right. You expected it because the expectation is people go out, they get crazy, they do a little bit too much of something. And then something happens, and then instead of them handling it like adults, they handle it like they're not adults. They don't have the capacity to to settle it the best way they can. They just settle it off instinct.
And this is crazy.
So that's what happened.
I bet you that this was the after party. You know, they did the firecrackers, did this, and those are people that let's go party afterwards. Let's drink and shit like that. And boom, they got this. Like every year, it doesn't fail. It's like this one over here. This is every year. It doesn't fail. The 4th of July. Like you can come out your damn house in Philly and they fucking shooting right in the corner down the street. Like you don't know. Like you should be scared on some real shit if you send your 8-year-old or your 10-year-old down the street to the fucking corner store or some shit, especially at nighttime. Like, if you're not right there with them, like I tell people, man, don't be sending your kids, but people don't listen. They definitely don't listen.
Nah, they don't, but that's what I'm saying. We all got work to do. It ain't just, you know what I mean? It ain't just local level, it's every level. Human beings in general. We all got work to do. We got to do better. If we don't do no better, we're going to continue the cycle that we're being that's presented in front of us. It's time to break the cycles. Just because it's 4th of July, you ain't got to have no shootout. Go enjoy your time with the family. Just because it's starting to get hot, it don't mean you got to be rambunctious. Find a way to stay cool. Things need to improve, and they need to improve fast. I would have said change, but I don't like that word change because you could change for the worse. That's what it seems like it's doing anyway. And I don't want that for anybody. I want them to improve instead of changing for the worse.
That's some real shit. But this right here is crazy. Gunman saw after teen fatally shot and dumped from car. I guess they was trying to say police say.
To some new information on a murder mystery unfolding in Northeast Philadelphia. Someone gunned down a 15-year-old boy and dumped his body in a driveway. Now detectives are trying to figure out who killed this child and why. Action News reporter Brianna Smith joins us now live with what we know so far. This one just hurts your heart on a number of levels.
Tam, we're outside the 15th Police District, which is literally down the street from where that crime unfolded. Police are still searching for the suspects and their vehicle. Today, we learned the name of the victim, and we also spoke to residents who say this incident is unusual for their quiet, family-oriented neighborhood.
Yeah, that is kind of Like the neighborhood she just mentioned? That is real unusual. Hold on. Let's continue. Hold on.
I'm scared. And I don't want to be. No one wants to live in their house being afraid.
Residents like Angela Smith Ali remain worried as police search for the suspects who killed 15-year-old Rashid Lynch and dumped his body in a rear driveway in Northeast Philadelphia on Thursday.
Oh, this happened before the 4th of July.
Officers arrived to the 6300 block of Revere Street around 6:30 p.m., where they found Lynch on the ground near this shed.
47 has an approximately 20-year-old male, GSW to the chest.
So they was already out here shooting before the 4th of July. The shootings were already starting by the 3rd. So were the fireworks. See, and it's crazy as shit that people don't even realize that during the 4th of July is when the most unalivings happen, because they use the fireworks, right, to, how can I say, to cover the sound of the gunshots. And I kind of peeped that throughout my neighborhood too. I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and it's crazy as shit. Y'all better wake up.
Unresponsive.
Police say he was shot in the chest, shoulder, and lower back.
According to at least one witness, they saw a white vehicle, a sedan, push this 15-year-old out of the passenger side of the vehicle, where he ended up laying on the driveway.
Smith Ali, who has lived in the neighborhood for 25 years, says she's never seen this type of violent crime on her street.
It was very upsetting and scary that someone can come into your neighborhood, do something like that, and then leave, like with not feeling bad about it.
Smith Ali says now she's concerned about her community's safety and her Lynch's family, who lost their loved one.
Whatever happened, no one deserves to lose their life and just be dumped in a block that you don't even live here.
Yo, this shit is shout out. Yo, they getting out of pocket. Oh shit, we got Cutthroat Entertainment in the building, yo. Big bro in the building. Shout out to my OG. But yeah, you see, Gary, this shit is crazy. This is expected every year. You're not gonna know who it's gonna happen to. But do we know that shootings are gonna happen, unalivings are gonna happen? Yes. That's the fucked up part about it. That's why, like, when I took my daughter out yesterday, I made sure that we made it home by at least 6:30, because I already knew that when 8 o'clock hit, it was curtains.
But this is what I'm saying. Every time you get to the summer, right? It may start at Memorial Day, right? That's the quote unquote unofficial start of summer, right? Then you get to, all right, last day of school, all right. So you know there's gonna be kids out. Now you get to the 4th of July, the heat is in, summer's in, people going wild out. Let's see how long this take, how many more situations happen before Labor Day, the unofficial ending of something. You know what I mean? Most times, most kids are going back to school, so the age ain't going to be the 15-year-olds no more. It might be the 19, the 20, the 21-year-olds. You know what I mean? It's always going to happen because people don't know how to control themselves. They gotta respond with what's being given to them instead of going the alternate route. So,
you know that was crazy.
You know, like I said, we got work to do.
That doesn't shock me, right? But you know what has shocked me lately? Like yesterday, like I told you, like we got 8, 7-year-olds out here vaping, and y'all don't worry about that. You see where I'm coming from? Y'all out here doing all this shit, but not peeping. These kids is mimicking us, whether we like it or not. That's why. Like, you know, everybody knows I smoke. I need my earthly goods. If not, I can't deal with people. I'm not a people person on some real shit, but I'm a good, goofy person. Like, I'm a kind person. You see where I'm coming from? Like, it takes a lot to bring that, you know, I'm going to fuck you up out of me. Other than that, I'm real kind. I'm a sweetheart on some real shit. Can I be a bad girl? Fucking right. People have taken me to that level, so I know definitely I could be a fucking bad girl. And not a bad girl in the way people think, but I mean, can you bring the worst out of me? Yes. But I try to, you know, keep that person away. Like I tell people, yo, don't bring the old me out. Why do you even want to get to meet the old me? I don't even like the old me. The people around me don't even like the old me. You see where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like we need to see that at the end of the day, it starts with us. It starts at home. Like, we got these little kids out here selling fucking pills, taking pills, selling weed, smoking the weed. I'm looking at people in these corners. I'm like, did y'all know that when I was growing up, if there was a 9 or a 10-year-old, right, trying to hustle, the fucking, how can I say it? The one that ran the block, I don't know how to fucking say it, so I'm gonna say it like this, right? Because I'm not a part of the streets. How can I say it? I'm not a drug dealer, I'm not a thug, none of that. But I am surrounded with people that are a part of that world, right? Back in the days, they wouldn't let no damn 10-year-old come out here and sit in the fucking corner and hustle and do none of this shit. Get they fucking snot box rocked out they fucking face, like Hassan Campbell says. Like, these little kids is dying younger and younger, right? And then doing things they don't even know. They think that the way they're supposed to do these things is what they see on Grand Theft Auto in the fucking movie. At least I could say that back then the motherfuckers that sold drugs protected the kids. Now what the fuck they doing? Shit, we got 40 and 50-year-olds that can't get out the fucking corner yet. Still living in mama's house, depending off their girlfriend's welfare after she's gotten pregnant. Like, come on, man, you're not a man. You're still a little fucking boy in a man's body, right? Covering for this 8-year-old over here that's fucking selling your pills, your wet, your heroin. Then 3 years later, on the road, you're going to see this little motherfucker smoking that wet or that heroin or fucking smoking that rock that he's selling himself. Why? Because he's not making enough money off this bullshit. Because the game is not like it used to be. I'm sorry, but it's the truth, Gary. Like, I mean, you older than me. Like,
listen. You ain't gotta tell me. I'm from New York, so I know what it is. I know exactly what you're saying.
New York too. See, so I know so he understands exactly what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck did our generation do to this generation is fucking up this generation coming up? Y'all not seeing it. We're not waking up. And I can't even say
got 40 50-year-olds still on the block.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how that worked, but okay.
Fucking block. Like, with some real shit, I'm looking like, dude, you like 40, almost hitting 50, probably 50, hitting 60. Why is you in this fucking corner? What you slinging? Nothing but your fucking death sentence.
People been doing this for 30. Them people been doing that since they was 15 themselves. So 35 years, they in the same predicament.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't pick up the sign yet. This ain't for you. But who am I to tell people what their destiny is? They don't want to listen. So
got these kids. I'm saying, like, yo, if you can make something out of it, then why didn't you do it? Oh, well, back in the days, you keep bringing back in the days. What is you doing now to get the fuck out the game? Because you're telling this young bull, don't stay in the game. It's not meant for you to, but you in the fucking game. So the young bull's not going to listen to what you're saying. He's going to follow what you're doing, dumbass. That's why I'll be looking at them. Like, y'all know how fucking hypocritical y'all sound? How contradictive the words that come out your mouth are? These dumb ass old heads are stupid. That's what's like, what happened to our fucking old heads? Where'd they go? Like, they just disappeared and left us behind. Like, I know I was supposed to, follow in y'all footsteps, but I'm left alone solving this puzzle that y'all left me solving with riddles. Like, what the fuck? Like, damn. I'm confused because these men are not what I seen grow up. Like, come on, man. Now I'm sorry to say it, and I'm not bashing the community. Like, how you in your fucking 30s and your 40s outside, mad as shit because I think you're a man, but you think you're a woman. I mean, I know we had somebody explain this shit on my panel at one point, but some of y'all are not what y'all think y'all are. If not, y'all wouldn't be mad. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know you was this. How am I supposed to know you're dressing like a man and talking like a man? Oh, fuck, you fucking selling drugs in the fucking corner. How am I supposed to know? When I was growing up, it was a straight man selling drugs in the fucking corner. And if he was like that, I didn't know. So don't come and confuse me now that I'm fucking 35. You could have did that shit when I was 15 so I could ask questions then and solve the problem by now. I mean, not the problem, the fucking equation. Shit. The fuck is wrong with people? You still in the motherfucking corner telling the young boy you can't stay in the trap. But you're stuck in the trap, lost in between the gaps. I don't get this shit. Then they come online talking about I'm a gangster. No, motherfucker, you're like 50 Cent said, you're a fucking wankster. Because back in the days, but even when social media started, I remember them. Hey, that shit ain't for me. I ain't downloading that shit. I'm a man. What the fuck I look like being on fucking social media with all the drugs? I'm like, where'd they go? What happened to them? Abracadabra, man, magic don't work. The fuck? It's like I said, I'm not gonna bash nobody. But we sit here wondering why our kids are doing this shit. Why? Why we got 15-year-olds in the fucking driveways? Because we still got these old heads stuck in these corners teaching our kids. This is the influence that our kids are seeing. Telling them that it should be like this, should be like that, how to get out of it when they're still in it. They still haven't even figured out how the fuck to get out of it while they're still driving our youth in the fucking ditch. Like, how the fuck you telling him to avoid that car crash, but motherfucker, you crashing? Is you blind? Let's make it make sense. You're still sucking on your mama's nipple, stuck in her couch while you're feeding off your girlfriend's fucking baby's child support. But you're telling this young boy, go get a job. You know, it's okay, get a job. Come over here, come to the corner, invest in this. Oh, so every time he smokes his weed or his shit, he got to use his paycheck to invest in this. Let's make it make sense. So how is he going to keep a job and still stay in the streets at the same fucking time? He's going to have to pick one. Dumb shit I've been hearing on there.
That's what they say. You can't serve two masters. So you got to pick one.
Like,
that's what they say.
Hell? That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all expect our kids, our generation and the generation before us have fucked up our kids. This generation is coming up. Can we change it? I don't know. I think it's too late. I used to say wake up before it's too late, but I don't know. I really don't fucking know. Because I'm still young myself. Like, I just grew up a few years ago.
There's a punch of chance, so there's always a chance.
Yeah, shit.
It's what they do. It's what they do with the opportunity. It's what they do with the chance that it's what's going to matter. Somebody got to figure this out. That's the best way to put it. There's nothing securely saying that there's no chance. You got a puncher's chance. Whatever the number is, you gotta use it. If it's 5% chance, use the 5%. If it's 10%, use the 10%. There's a puncher's chance. You just gotta know when to hit and when to strike. So that's the best way to do it.
The street business and shit, that shit is out the way, man. Gary, come on, man. From New York to Philadelphia, we got crackheads trying to be hustlers too, just to fucking smoke their own shit. When you invest in a little bit of crack, put some crack to a crackhead while I smoke my own crack. I'm cracking the fuck up. I'm like, wait a minute, hold the fuck up. You just sold to a crackhead to get high?
Yeah, people been hustling to get high.
I'm like, no.
That's been a mainstream of the society for the longest period of time. Yo, you bring me these many people, I could take care of you. All right, cool. Come on, yo, let's go over here. And then they getting slick. They over there smoking with the person, and then they get their thing, and they gonna go smoking by themselves. That's been a MO.
I didn't listen. Like I told you, I just grew up a few years ago.
I grew up a long time ago, but that's why I'm saying sometimes you can learn by just observing. You don't have to have the experience. You can just sit back and watch them. You know how many people's parents went through those situations? Like, damn, bro, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Damn, sis, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Sex is rampant. Girls is running away from home because ain't nobody at home. They listen. They depending on the dude that's telling the story. It's all the same thing.
Back when it was different, like on some real shit, a little bit different. But is it on some real shit? because people are just waking up and not realizing, oh shit, listen, I had sex with a predator. You see where I'm coming from? So what does that make me? Like, you just realizing that you was underage when this man decided to get in your pants and you said it was okay because, we thought we was grown? Oh yeah, it's okay. So it's okay for my daughter to do it. I'll be like, are you fucking serious? Okay, so how was we breaking the chains? You see my point? Now, your daughter goes 16. Oh, it's all right. I'm going to go fuck this 30-year-old. That's why they willingly doing it. Listen to what's coming out of our mouths. They're not going to do what we're telling them to do. They're going to do what they see us do.
Yeah, but manipulation plays in that role too, right? Now, just imagine a single mom. She's at work, and that age child runs into a person that's pulling up to the high school in a flashy car. Baby, I'm gonna get you out of your situation. I'm gonna get you in an apartment, this, that, and the third. I love you. Then they fall into the trap. Now what? See what I mean? It's that story ain't changed
at all. We still doing the
That's
same
what I'm
shit.
saying.
Then
We got to do better, right? That's what I'm saying. We got to do better.
that's
We
what I'm
got to
saying.
make sure somebody and there's no grandma at home to make sure she gets home after school, right? Because grandma's now 40, she's 16. She probably competing for that same dude. Nah, you don't need her, you need me. This is what I'm trying
That's
to
some
tell
real
you.
shit. I mean, shit, and that's right. I mean, you're not lying because I was a baby having a baby. I grew up with my son. In some situation, that's okay. I mean, what I mean by that is okay, right? Because sometimes growing up with your child, right? And like I tell people, it taught me that I was never the teacher. I was the student, right? And I always look at it like that. And people are like, you're tripping. I've bumped heads with a lot of mothers. Like, what you mean? My child hasn't taught me shit. Da, da, da. I was like, wait a minute, you ain't learned your child yet? I was like, how the fuck? I've had moms be like, oh, wait, you're friends with your child? I'm like, my child is my enemy. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, I ain't no best friend with my child. I'm like, listen, I say that in a sense as, look, I'm not friends with my child. I let them know like that. I let them know that every day, right? I'm not friends with them in the sense that, yo, I'm your homie. We're going to go do this. We're going to do that. No, you need a shoulder to lean on. I'm here. Come talk to me. What advice can I give you? How can I help you to, deal with the situation? We all need a friend at points, right? But it just depends on what type of friend that you want. You want a friend that's going to sit here and sugarcoat the bullshit that you're getting into or doing? Or you want a friend that's going to sit here and help you, give you advice, help you get on your feet, not do it for you, tell you that your shit is stinking? That's the type of friend my sons and my daughter needs. So I'm here. I'm going to listen to them. And I'm going to make sure that in the process, I don't lie to them. So if I'm going to tell them something that I've been through, right, and explain to them, these are the trenches that I walked, I'm not going to tell them a lie. I'm going to make sure that I tell them the truth. And if it's something hardcore, I'm going to have to break it down. Like, look, son, I'm not ready to tell you this, but I think you're ready because, whatever is happening around you is kind of similar to this. You see where I'm coming from? Just because I'm not ready doesn't mean that my child isn't ready to hear something. They're going to have to hear it because if I don't tell them, they're going to go to somebody else. And guess what? Now that person is going to have influence over your child. And your child is going to look at you like, why can't you just tell me this? Or now that you're trying to explain what was told to your child and be like, oh shit, I should have just said something. Oh no, but now they're told that your child this. Now you got kids out here dressing like fucking women. Like, sometimes it's not the parents' fault. Sometimes it's, this child thinks that this person is cool. They're seeing this. Now they're influenced. They want to be like this person. Oh, I want to pretend to be like a woman. I want to pretend to be like this. Like, listen, kids want to be pretending to be something. So have the conversation with your kids. They'll outgrow that shit. My kids wanted to be fucking Spider-Man at one point. I had to take my child to the fucking ER one day when he was my 18-year-old. He had to go to the ER. He thought he was fucking Spider-Man. How many steps do we got? 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 19 steps. He jumped from the top step all the way up there, from the second floor all the way to the bottom, thinking he was fucking Spider-Man. But guess what? The little spider web didn't come out, and he landed somewhere where I had to go take him and get stitches. I had a son that thought he was Jesus Christ. My 15-year-old, when he was learning how to walk, listen, he thought he was Jesus. He was walking on the bed. I guess he didn't see that the bed wasn't there no more, and he thought he was walking. boom, fell down. He was, he was a snuggle puss for like 5-6 years on some real
I
shit.
can't with you.
I mean, I'm being serious. Like, kids are kids. Like, let them think that, all right, if in their head they're this, just talk to them. They'll outgrow certain shit. You want to know why I know this? Because a lot of kids that used to think, I used to, dress up and do this because I thought it was cool, blah, blah, blah. I used to see a movie, or I seen somebody that, I used to look up to be like this, right? So, boom, they got into these little things. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's different stories and different reasons why, a lot of our men are doing what they do in society. Do we blame the mom? Do we blame the kid? Because, this is happening, blah, blah, blah. You can't help it. You see where I'm coming from? Like, all you could do is talk to your child. Is you going to hate your child? I may not agree to what my child is doing, but I'm not going to sit here, my child is dressing up like a girl and force my child to fucking become a fucking woman if it's a boy. You see my point now? It's so many things. We're the problem. We're the reason why these kids are doing what they're doing. We've planted a seed. When you plant a seed, right, you got to water it, you got to nurture it, you got to take care of it, right, in order for it to blossom into whatever it is that it's going to blossom into. A kid is the same fucking thing. So if you neglect that seed, them roots are going to sprout into something you don't want them to sprout into. I don't mean to get poetic, but I'm a writer, and I'm sorry.
What's that? No,
So, that shit is crazy.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're letting it flow from the heart, and it's coming out. And those of us that are here, we should be catching what's being said.
Real shit.
Let that jewel fall in the good places. Let that seed go on the fertile grounds.
Nah, listen, I gotta get like Krishan Rock for people to listen to me. Chill. That ain't never gonna happen, okay. But I'm just telling you, right? In theory, I gotta get like fucking Krishan Rock. I gotta get out here. I gotta, I gotta sit here and drink alcohol, smoke weed, on the live to draw people's attention while I'm cussing at them and flirting around with different men and doing all this shit while my baby's on the stroller. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was gonna leave that girl alone, but I had to throw that shit in there because it's like, I'm like, y'all really focus on that little girl, but have y'all fixed y'all life yet? Because Krishan Rock is like 10 years younger than me, I think. She's like 25 years old. I'm like, y'all focus about that. Y'all focus about these fucking celebrities. I'm like, is your life straight yet? Is your child okay? You didn't drink while you were pregnant, right? While you're throwing rocks at this glass window. Like, what the fuck?
All you do is fix today and improve on tomorrow. I hope we get to be able to improve and fix tomorrow. That's all we can do.
Real shit. That's why I'm not like, you just gotta keep pushing forward, man. But me, like, when it comes to the Cheryl Parker, I throw it in because we play a big part of citizens, y'all. Like, that's why even though we went off topic, right? On back into topic, all of this goes back into everything, leading back to Cheryl Parker, right? Because whether y'all like it or not, all this shit that we're doing is affecting the same things we were just talking about. The kids, the elderly.
Yeah.
Like, some of these kids are not going to become elders if we keep doing the shit that we're doing. And the changes that we want done within the government are not going to be the changes that we want if we keep doing the shit that we're doing. Because we're only proving them right. When other countries look at us, and I'm not talking about countries within the United States, within America. Mm-hmm. When other countries look at us, they look at us like, oh, it's a disgrace. Why? When you look at Russia, do we really think it looks like the way we see it in the movies, or people portrayed to look like? Maybe the poor part of Russia, but have y'all seen what Russia really looks like? Y'all seen what China, Hong Kong, right? The United Kingdom. Well, I'm not gonna say the whole United. I'm gonna put parts of the United Kingdom look like. It looks better than this because all hoods and places like that look good, but all of Philadelphia and certain parts of America, what's going on with us? Why we haven't gotten to that yet? They're already at what? We're at 5G, right? They beat us. They're the Jetsons. We're the Flintstones. because these motherfuckers are already at 9G, 10G. We're catching up to them in all aspects. And guess what? We're supposed to be the free country. What happened?
We ain't free.
We're the dream that all those countries run to.
No, it ain't. We the money that they run into. We ain't that. That shit
So
is a
where's that
lie.
money going to?
Back home.
He said back home.
It's going back home. That's what I was saying yesterday. America fought a war against a country that they had to end up dependent on to get their money from to start their own country. So how are you independent? What are we selling independent for? You celebrate with the people that you fought to get away from, but you still rock with them. So what was the fight really about?
Folks, you know what's funny, right? The 4th of July is not our independence. It's not the Puerto Ricans' independence. It's not the black people's independence. It sure as hell is not us, like me, my kids, the mutts. You see where I'm coming from? It's not our independence. It's not. No, what I'm saying is it's not our independence. It is the country's independence. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait,
the country.
Wow,
it ain't even
they
the country's
was fighting
That's
to
what
become.
I'm saying. Good.
That's what I'm like. Wait, while they were fighting, the blacks were still in slavery. I mean, go back in history and look a little bit. I think Selena was touching the subject a little bit.
Oh, we know that. Oh no, we know that. But that's what I.
That's
But that's why I did.
What?
That's why I did the live. I did a live about Juneteenth. Why the hell are we celebrating that we the last ones to know something? That's what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is y'all celebrating that y'all the last to know that y'all was supposed to have been free. What the hell are we celebrating that for?
To replace the fact that some people don't want to celebrate 4th of July, some people say, but I don't know. Because I don't, I didn't even know about Juneteenth until I got way older, until I was like 26, 27. I'm 35 now.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not even a federal. That was just the state of Texas. That happened in one part of Texas because they were still on the field. They were still slaves. Like, what are y'all doing? We freed your people like 2 years ago. We celebrate that. Why the hell are we celebrating that we the last to know something? We're supposed to be the first to know something.
That's what we are.
Like y'all crazy. We're not. We're all now indentured servants. That's what we are now. We're indentured servants. We work to pay the people back. We work for taxes. We get some of it back, and then it's crazy.
That's why we got birth certificates, social securities, man. We're free slaves. We're free to think. That's what we're free to do. Free to think. Because in reality, why do y'all think we get a paycheck? Why do y'all think that, man, why do y'all think they like, I'm going to put it like this, right? Whether y'all like to hear this or not, right? And I'm going to, say this under, the copyright disclaimer 107, right? And this is my opinion. This is not Gary's opinion or nobody, right? At the end of the day, right, y'all fail to realize some of us are still blind and ignorant to the facts. Half the world is chipped. It's only but a few of us that are not. You see where I'm coming from? Why do y'all think they're doing that? And they're trying to get all of us to get chipped. For those of y'all, that's not true. Why do y'all think that some people can go into the airport and pay with the palm of their hand? They don't pull their phone out. They don't pull out a fucking credit card. They use their palm to pay, to use as an ID and everything else. Y'all haven't noticed that yet? I haven't been in the airport, but I've noticed it with other people in certain places that I've come across here in Philadelphia. I'm like, you don't use an ID? You don't need none of that? They're like, no, I have the chip. I'm like, oh shit, get the fuck out of here. Like, look, and they can scan their fucking hand and pay with their fucking scanners at a Walmart or some shit like that. Y'all haven't seen that yet? Like, what the fuck? Am I the only one noticing shit? Me and a few people?
No.
Did y'all forget? Like, damn. Like 2 years ago, when was it? No, I'm lying. That wasn't 2 years ago. When the fuck the pandemic happened? Around 2019, 2020, I'm gonna say, right?
2020, 2021. So it's about 5 years.
No, I'm gonna say it was around 2019, 2020, because before the pandemic hit, the news reporters and certain people like around the world were going live, and they were getting the chip implanted in their hands too, saying that they were going to be able to do the things that they do in Japan and Hong Kong. That's why I was like, if y'all don't even peep, people were doing this shit in front of our faces. They went live on news programs and social media. People were going lives and doing lives about this shit. Did y'all hear about people getting chipped when they thought that they was going to shut everything down? People was going to really die and all this bullshit was happening. Like, did y'all forget that shit? That's why I'm like, it does exist. People are starting to use it now. I'm like, it's not going to happen as fast as y'all want it. Little by little, they're going to give us and show us the things that they already have. It may be new to us, but it's not new to them. And it's sure as hell not new to other places in the world. That's why I'm like, we're the last to know. But we're supposed to be the richest and the best country, America. But we're the last to know about everything, even about what happens within our own cities. We're the last to know. So let's
That's
be real
why
about
information is key. Yeah, that's why information is key, and you got to stay on top of things, right? So it's not about if you got to be caught up on current events, right? Whether it's your city, whether it's your personal life, whether it's national, international, you got to keep your eye out because you're gonna have to defend yourself from it, right? Like what happens in Philly doesn't affect me, but what if I have to prepare with that in New York or LA or whatever? I have to prepare myself for things like that. So
That's a fact.
you gotta keep your
Let me
eyes.
ask you
You
a
gotta
question,
keep your
Gary.
eyes and ears to the street. Yeah.
People are playing around with what the president is saying, right? But what people don't understand is, right, that the places that we're at war right now with, right, have access to the majority of our grid, right? And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about by hacking or none of that. What I mean by that is, if it's not because, thanks to them, if y'all can go Google this, search this up, do whatever y'all want, right? Don't just go by what I'm saying. I want y'all to do your own research, right? Most of our electricity and shit that we get it doesn't all come from Philadelphia. I mean, from America. It comes from other places. That's what y'all fail to realize. Like,
they got some things under the water.
Shit goes hand in hand within these countries. That's why so many deals and so many shit gotta go about. You see where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like, wake up and smell the coffee. What if the war was to go fucking, really happen and all three of these countries can't come into terms, right? And they decide the fucking grid is really weak. They decide to fuck with the grid and it goes down. At any given moment, they can hack the computers. They can start with that. And it wouldn't be the first time they've done it. You know how long it's going to take to get this weak ass grid back up? How many of us, if we can't pull it together like on a strike, or what's going on right now with the riots and shit like that in LA and stuff like that, we can't even pull through a single protest without rioting. Doesn't matter the city or the state that you're in. How can we come together, right, to survive? Right, it's going to look like Resident Evil. It's going to look like Mad Max, I think it's that movie called, and shit like that. If we don't pull it through, because we can't come together now. Imagine us when the fucking grids go off. We can't use our stoves. We can't use our computers. People are so used to having their fucking phones in hands that I think some people will go crazy. Mental, if I'm not mistaken, is the correct word, right? And look, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but have you seen people go? I mean, have you seen somebody go without their phone a week? I have. And I'm telling you that relationships have ended because of shit like that. On some real shit. Like, could y'all start a campfire? Cook outside? Get along? Like, would y'all be able to trade food without fighting and beating people up or robbing each other? I'm telling you, Resident Evil is going to come to life. All these movies that we see, it's just, the minus is going to be the zombies, the vampires, and all that extra bullshit they put in the movies. Now, picture the world like that. It's going to look like Mad Max. People trying to become leaders and shit like that. That's why we don't need a virus. We're going to destroy ourselves. Whatever mad scientist is out there trying to throw a virus like Resident Evil or The Last Ship and shit like that, Last of Us and all that stuff like that, man, that is not what's going to destroy us. We are. For the simple fact we don't know how to come together. There was a point in time that people knew how to boycott, but now we just protest. That's why I said, I'm like, if what's going on right now in Philadelphia with this strike, right, was really that deep and that serious, why not boycott? You take away their funds, right? They'll stop taking away our sons. And I forgot who said that. Jennifer Lewis, if I'm not mistaken. Come on. So if striking works a little bit, imagine if you boycott it. But you know what I hear people say? Well, I can't go a week without my paycheck. I got to put food in this house. I got to pay the bills. But the whole point of boycotting is to get them to do what they got to do. Because right now, we're going through it because they don't have employees. Imagine everybody not working. The city would have to shut down. How are they going to get their funds? They can't get no funds because there's nobody to pay. Right now, there's no robots. Not enough robots. And they probably do got enough robots. They might smack us with it. Like, hold up, let's see how the world is, with the robots. But shit, if AI is backfiring, I don't think they're going to arrest the robots yet. So we need to really take the time and analyze the shit that we're doing. And maybe I'm overthinking shit. Maybe I'm not. It's just that what I'm seeing doesn't make sense, but I'm thinking with a logic head. I'm not thinking off of emotions. I'm just trying to bring some reason to the table, some type of reasonable solution. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. Like you said, we hitting on each other's viewpoints. Whether it's about independent, making sure we get to the solutions to confirm our answers being right, whatever it is, we're saying the same thing on two different channels. But we also work together. So whether it's this channel, my channel, word channel, we all doing the same thing so this thing can be heard. So we just got to continue to do what we do, and that's it.
That's a fact. And I also bring this live up because I want people to realize, right? Yeah, Philadelphia is going through it now, but it's not the first time in history that Philadelphia has gone through it, and it's not the only city that has done this. Other cities have done it. And if the union is wrong right now, and they managed to, how can I say, fulfill what they're asking from, right? So I'm gonna just say, let's just picture this real quick, right? If the union is wrong and for somehow, some way, Cheryl Parker, manages to pull through to, please them on what they want, just to stop the bullshit, just to avoid riots and, stuff to happen, in the near future, just in case, right? What do you think is going to happen?
Chaos.
Y'all not thinking about that shit? No. Other cities are going to start doing the same shit. So either way, however you look at it, it's not a solution. This is just going to empower other cities, other people from other cities to start, oh, wait, Philly did this. We could do the same shit. And there's already cities that have gotten their shit together. You see what I'm coming? Like, are we thinking right? No, we're not. Because you got to realize this is just a spark, right? This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just somebody lighting the bomb, right? Or just taking the little clip off the grenade. What do you think happens when the fire reaches either one? Come on, man. I'm just thinking logical. Like, what would happen if, all right, Philly started off like this, all right, the union managed to pull that shit off. What happens if the city of New York starts doing the same? Oh, wait, Philly just got a raise? Oh, wait, we going through the same shit. And New York is more expensive to live in than what Philadelphia is. Imagine living in New York. It's hard to live in New York. On some real shit. Wait, you in there. Yo, wait, Gary's in New York. So imagine New York, the union in New York, the biggest union of New York, in each bureau of New York, right? The 5 bureaus, each union getting together, doing the same shit that Philly did.
Oh,
what do you think is going to happen?
They all work together, so it's one big union. So it's like
it's one big union.
33 is like 37. Yeah, so they represent the whole 5 boroughs.
Oh shit!
So they got to
that's
worry
even
about.
worse.
They got to worry
So
about
like,
11 million people.
damn, over here is 9,000. So it's
Yeah, they got to worry
9,000
about all
workers that
that.
they got to worry about. Now, see,
They gonna.
imagine
It's
that
more than
now.
9,000 workers.
The union in New York does that. Now imagine, okay, New York pulled it off. Now Detroit's going to try it. Now Florida's going to try it. Like, that's what's going to happen, and y'all don't even keep, because there's unions. That's how they work. They all work together. It doesn't matter if they're separated in different states. They'll find a way to come to. That's what a union is. Look it up.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's make it make sense. And they will outpower us. And that will be a one big ass division of citizens. Because what people fail to realize, the union is still citizens that live in every city. They just work for the government. They work for the city that you're living in. But they're still citizens like me and you. So we're not looking at what are the consequences of the shit that we're doing. And that's why I'm sitting here. I was like, okay, I see why she was starting to get a little like, I'm not going to risk the integrity of the city of Philadelphia and the members of Philadelphia just to please y'all. She's like, we don't need you then. And look what she's doing. She brought up the offer. She brought up another offer. And I think 2 offers already been rejected. This is the 3rd time they go to the table in 1 week. So how many offers is going to be rejected? My point, before this shit goes left and people start rioting within the city. Because you got to realize, a lot of people don't know how to even pay their bill online. Some of the elderly people need people to pay their bills online. Some people get frustrated, right? When some people don't have patience to deal with people on the phone. So imagine the phones being busy, right? Not being able to pay your bills on time and shit like that. Now your bills are getting, listen, y'all not understanding what y'all setting off. It's a chain of reactions that's going to go after everything. Everything that we do, there's consequences to all of our actions. And then you got to be careful with the reaction that comes behind everybody's consequences. I think I said that right. Because it sounded different in my head. But yeah, we've been 5 hours. I've been 5 hours on this joint, yo. But yeah, I just wanted to prove my point. Yeah, I know nobody's gonna want to listen to it, but when shit go left, y'all gonna remember that Gary busted down and the Shorty sat here and said this shit on July 6, 2025 at 1:28 a.m. New York and Philly. See, 2 different states talking about a situation that could happen in any city.
Nah, we got the editor here. Rachel know how to edit, so y'all stay tuned. She gonna break it down the way she need to break it down. I'm not gonna let you be Rachel break it down.
Oh shit, he said break it down. I can't break it down. I don't know how to dance. Michael Jackson didn't influence me.
Oh Lord.
I was influenced by Eve.
Which Eve?
Let me stop. Eve. Man,
what Eve?
Who's that girl?
Oh, okay. I thought you said about Eve.
Eve's
I
that
thought you said about
girl.
that other Eve.
No. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Listen, if you want to say that, look, if I can compare to my story to any story in history, including the Bible, I bit the apple. I seen what was going to happen, and this is why I'm saying the shit that I'm saying. All right. I saw the future. I didn't mean to. All right. I wasn't supposed to get all this knowledge at the age I was, getting it. I wasn't supposed to be solving these puzzles, putting them together, none of that. Because when I was young, I was told that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm crazy, right? Go over there, blah, blah, blah. And the more they said that, the more I researched and the more I asked questions. And guess what? It got worse as I got older. I can't change it. So, shit, I'm Eve, just not in a temptational way. All right, y'all.
She trying to tell y'all something. I don't know what she's telling y'all, but I hear.
No,
Listen
not like
to
that
understand.
shit. Not in a temptational way.
You ain't tempted. You ain't tempted.
This bitch got the knowledge. Eve got the knowledge and didn't listen. You see where I'm coming from? She should have went back to God and said, I'm staying over here. I should have never bit the apple. She got a little too cocky with her.
No,
I got the knowledge.
I
got the knowledge and got scared.
Adam behind you. You got Adam behind you.
Yeah, shit. I'm supposed that man. Listen, that's my backbone. Listen, like I tell
That's
people,
what I'm
like
trying to tell you. You the
you got
real
me
king
fucked
because you
up.
got Adam behind you. He's not gonna allow you to go to the left. You ain't Beyonce to the left.
I'm dead. Nah, cause it's true. Like, yo, people be like, I want a papoose. You hear so many females be like, I want a papoose. Well, guess what? I got my papoose. He just don't look like papoose. He's better than papoose. On some real shit. So it's kind of like
Well,
to me, all right. To me, that's
sure
my beast.
We're gonna make sure your ass don't go to jail. You can't go picketing. You can't go protest. Stay your ass out of jail, Remy.
I can't see. I'm the opposite of Remy.
You can't afford it.
I'm the opposite, but shit, he be real cautious. He's like, yo, man, chill, cause he know like my tongue sometimes, and when I believe in something, yo, he be like, nah, come on, man. He's like, don't do it. He's like, let's go. I'm like, come on, like, let me just say. He's like, nope, that's not the way to do it. He's like, if you would have did it another way, then all right, I'm 10 toes down with it. He's like, it's not that I don't agree with you, it's just the way you're trying to do this shit. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. I be cracking the fuck. I was like, you serious? He's like, yeah, it's just the way to do it, Ray. He's like, you're right. You're just not doing it the right way. That's why I'm like, man, you think I'm gonna let that go? Shit. One of these days, he knows it. He says it himself. He's ready. That's why I was like, yo, I know that if anything happens to me, what I'm doing is going to, continue. He knows it. One of these days, there's a chance I might end up in a fucking orange jacket, though. Not in a casket, in an orange jacket. Fighting for what I believe in. He says it. Like, he tells people, like...
Is the arm strapped or are you in handcuffs? Which one?
Huh?
Are your arms going to be strapped together, or are you just in handcuffs? You said an orange suit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a fucking orange suit. I'm gonna be in a fucking jail cell already. They gonna skip the handcuffs. Okay. They gonna throw me in that fucking car. Like, hey, fuck that shit.
Nah, they gonna
put me in a straight jacket.
If you in a straight jacket, you going to the crazy house. That's why I said it. Your arms strapped, or you in handcuffs? Which one?
They gonna put my ass in a straight jacket. Like, this bitch crazy.
Yeah, you going to the loony bin. You going to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I'm shut out sometimes though. That's why he be like, you gotta fall back. I keep telling people, man, there is a crazy side to me. It's just that I got a good support system. It's just that I know that I'm right sometimes. I just don't know how to express it sometimes.
Yeah,
the little hood come out of me.
No, see your passion. That's what you gotta understand. Your passion is going to show if it's going to show if you're right or not. It's very hard to be passionate and be dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's very seldom, rather. It's not hard. It's very seldom because there's a lot of people selling their passion and they know they dead wrong with it.
That's why I take the time. If I know, I know that I'm going to go over there, I'm going to speak, right, and I'm going to get emotional on the situation. I'll just take my time. Like, everybody, go to the school board. I'm like, you know why I'm not going yet? Because I've been watching the meetings. I need to get my speech together, and I don't need to write it because that's just going to slow me the fuck down. I need to get a speech that I can remember short, quick, because you got a certain amount of time when you go up there and you speak. Then I can give that speech without getting in my emotions, which means I have to practice that shit. Because I know that I'm right. It's just that what I'm doing and what I'm going to say cannot be done unprofessionally. I'm in a professional manner. Like, even the politics, when they in front of that screen, in front of that mic, they have to act one way. When they're away from that mic and off that screen, they're like me and you, and people fail to realize that shit. I've seen it. The word bitch slips out. Oh shit, what the fuck? Yeah, they say that shit just like me and you. The same way they eat, they shit. Like, what the fuck? They fuck, they make babies, they do all that shit. The only difference is that what we shit don't make them eat. And what they shit don't, what they eat don't make us shit. Right. What the fuck?
Right.
And what we eat don't make them shit. What the fuck? I was about to about the Centipede movie and this shit. What the fuck? Like,
not the Centipede.
Yeah, because I was like, what we shit don't make them eat.
Yeah, you eating that? We got a bigger problem than what we thought.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, like, New York getting it together with the trash bins and all that. I was like, Philly, That's what the fuck I've been talking about for a minute. And if y'all look at the news, and I know not every part of New York got it, but if y'all look at the news, they're planning on getting that shit for all 5 bureaus. If y'all look up, right, if y'all go to meetings and all that shit, because here in Philly, right, we got people from all different places. You got to realize when the community meetings happen, we got people that come from Philly, we got people that come from Florida, because, you know, the economic, the parks and all that shit. People come together. That's why I was like, if y'all go to these meetings and these events that they have, it's different people from different cities, different communities coming together to talk about what resources we need and what we could do to come together to get these type of resources. That's why I was like, if y'all think it's boring, what y'all think is boring is probably the talk. But if y'all sit here and realize y'all not just sitting here talking to people within your community, in different events and different meetings, there's different politicians and different people from different cities, from different organizations. And that's how we come together and get this shit together. So I was like, y'all just putting this shit on Cheryl Parker, like, we're not to blame either. The citizens for being fucking dirty and disgusting, and the union reps for sitting here trying to be greedy. Let's make it make sense. So if they get a raise, I mean, I understand it. They work hard, right? They deserve respect. Some of them, not all of them. I'm gonna be neutral about this shit. I'm gonna cut this shit right down the motherfucking middle. All right, some of them deserve respect because some of them are assholes, just like the fucking citizens or the civilians. Yeah. On some real shit.
Absolutely.
So don't sit here and tell me like, come on, like, let's give the fucking nurses a damn raise. I'm not even gonna mention the doctors, and if I do mention doctors, let's give the surgeons a bigger raise. All right, because they do save lives. Now let's go to the police department. Right, to the police officers that do deserve it. Fuck the corrupt officers if it was for me. On some real shit. Let's give them a raise. Now let's go to the fire department, the ones that go into burning houses to save your loved ones or your ass the day that, you know, something's caught on fire. Let's give them a raise too. Oh, wait, better yet, you know who's really underpaid? The teachers. Let's give the teachers a raise.
Well, they can't do that because they gotta fund that themselves. That's what I'm saying. You gotta rob people to pay for.
See my point now?
They don't want to.
That's who they would be stealing from if they have to give the union workers a raise.
I understand. Woe is the Commonwealth state. Ooh-wee.
That's what I'm like. Y'all don't get it. There's consequences to every action. Like, you got to sit here and analyze what you're doing. Okay, if I make this action, if I make this decision, what and who will it affect this around me? But right now, like Gary said, everything's me when it comes to the union workers. I mean, hate me. I mean, I know I walk around the city of Philadelphia, but this shit got to be said. If y'all scared to say it, I'm saying it. Real shit. Because like, no matter what live you hear me on, you can hear the fucking citizens complaining about the same shit. All right? Well, I was about to call her. You know what? No, Ray, she's not that. She's not an itch. The mayor is doing it. The woman is doing it. But us mofos, what the fuck are we doing? It's my point. That's why people are saying she is breaking history. Because she's doing things that other mayors didn't fucking do. Things haven't been done here in Philadelphia for the longest. Programs have been taken away for years. And in a matter of a year and a half, she's bringing them back little by little. How long was Philadelphia without the Girl Scouts? They just came back when she came into office. Wake the fuck up. You know what these programs depend on? Funds. You know who's got to get them? Her. She's got to sit down with a group of other people, right? Politicians, right? And judges and all this bullshit to get these fucking funds. It's bad enough Trump already cut the funds. So if y'all got a problem, go deal with Trump. Especially the ones that voted for Trump. Why don't y'all go fucking deal with Trump? He's the one fucking cutting the budgets. He's the one taking away Social Security, as y'all say, right? Isn't everybody he's taking my welfare away. So Philadelphia, you are a Commonwealth state. Isn't this what he's taking from you? Oh, my bad. Y'all think the mayor is the one. Oh, y'all dumb motherfuckers think the mayor is the one taking the stuff from us. Oh, we can't go back to school. We forgot that in school they taught us about the legislator, how it goes, right? The Supreme Court, right? The legislators, right? And then the president. There's 3 stages to this shit, motherfuckers. That we forget. Oh yeah, we did. Some of us smoked too much back in high school, and it wasn't weed. Dumbasses. Like, what the fuck is wrong? I didn't mean to get like that, but like, I'm serious. What the fuck? I know Gary ain't forget. And Gary knows about the good shit. Do you smoke, Gary?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, see, Gary got all his brain cells.
I'm naturally high. I'm naturally high.
What's going on with the ones that don't smoke? I mean, shit, I get fried, and I still remember this shit. I mean, sometimes you have to trigger that shit and remind me certain shit, but it's there. It's in my head. You see where I'm coming from? Like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the ones that don't get high. I understand the heroin addicts and the crackheads, but y'all motherfuckers don't get high, don't drink, don't. What did y'all forget about the legislation system? Lord have mercy. That's what I said, man. We're not slaves. We're free slaves. You know what they gave us? A square box. It doesn't matter what size it is. It could be a TV, it could be a laptop, it could be an iPad, or it could be a phone. All of them are square boxes. That's what they gave us. A box and a screen to stare at. Something that you can scroll up and down or chatting. Let's make it make sense. Are we really that free? How long can you go without your phone? How long can y'all go without your laptops? Can y'all really get out of social media and have fun with y'all kids? Can y'all do what I did with my daughter yesterday, every day? And I'm not saying people out here don't do it, right? So if the shoe don't fit, I mean, if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. But if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Because I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah, that part.
Like, I didn't sit here and celebrate the 4th of July, but my daughter wanted to see fireworks. My daughter wanted to go outside. So instead of staying in the house being a couch potato making lives, I said, hey, I'm like, baby daddy, I need more money than what I got. Because what people, like I tell people, yeah, we do got joint accounts, right? That's an account, right, that we both dig into in case of emergencies, in case we got to do something. But I got my own money. He's got his own money. It's 3 accounts within this relationship. You see where I'm coming from? So I'm like, baby daddy, I need some more money. Oh, you need some more money? Here, boom. And if he can't give it to me, he'll tell me. The card is right there. Just go grab it. But if he can give it to me, there's no need to touch an emergency account. You see where I'm coming from? Baby daddy, I need some more money. That's it. PayPal me. I got what I got, but I need this. So my daughter enjoyed her day. She got ice cream. She got water ice. She enjoyed the sprinklers. She got to see, the people in Center City. We went into the movies, watched the whole movie for 2 hours straight, got out the movie theaters, made sure that I made it home by 6:30. Almost. I didn't want to pass the 7 o'clock. I know I made it here. It was 6:40 almost. But we got here. And we watched the fireworks from my own steps. I did not sit here and put my door because I know how it gets in Center City. People don't know how to drive. People are already drunk by the time the fireworks are starting. You see where I'm coming from? Yeah. And then you got the crackheads, you got the addicts out there doing inappropriate things at that time. So it's kind of like, we can stay home, we can watch the fireworks. And then I went live the same night and I told everybody happy 4th of July. And I showed them how the fireworks were working over here. Like from the way that I was recording, I was like, you saw the fireworks within my community, but you can also see the fireworks within Center City. That's what lit up the back. Like every time you saw that shit from a distance that I had to zoom in, I was like, them fireworks from a distance, them drones was from Center City. So it's kind of like, come on, man, there's other ways to do things. We're just making too many fucking excuses. I don't want to keep hearing that shit. If y'all don't want to keep hearing me like this, stop doing shit. Don't come to me with some bullshit. I'll be dead serious.
It's time for everybody to be solution seekers instead of problem criers. They only want to point out the problem. It's time to solve this shit instead of just asking the question when, where, who, what, where, and why. Ask the question why, and then how. How can we solve this and get to work and do the work? That's it. It ain't nothing else to talk about.
Facts. That's why I tell people, like I said, look, listen, man, I'm just getting it off my chest and onto the mic. Shorty's just speaking her mind. What's on your chest? Let's talk about it, man. Like I tell people, just leave your comments down below. I've had people email me, right, on subjects where I can go to the governor. And what's crazy, what y'all don't realize is even if we talk about it here in Philly, when it comes to these meetings, a lot of these people, like I told you just a minute ago, from different cities and different states get together. So I could be getting, opinions and questions from somebody that subscribed to me or somebody that's in the chat. I could write that shit down and I could take it to them. Like, look, I had this many people ask me this question. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Come on, let's be real about it. That's all we got to do. Like, if you're scared of doing it, that's what I'm doing. I didn't just sign up to just help my kids. I signed up because I know that at the end of the day, if I help my child, I can help the next child with them. And if the other child next to them don't want that help, then hey, look, listen, keep it pushing. I'm here for the ones that want a way out. And it's not me being mean, because at the end of the day, y'all got to understand that this child, I can't help if the parent doesn't let me help them or the child lets me help. That shit, it's got to be a mutual thing. And that's the problem that we're having. Like, so fuck it. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna break my head, because I'm still gonna do me in the process. I'm not losing myself in this process, and that's where people go wrong. Like a lot of people stay so focused on trying to help people, especially the ones that don't want the help, that they lose themselves and forget that they have a family, forget that they have a life, and those that do care about them. That's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, even though sometimes I may walk in the line of danger, like I like at one point there was a situation where, one of the young bulls, mental issues got shroomed out, right? And, pointed the gun at the owner of the store right here in the corner. The owner of the store needed me to translate to the officer that was with him. And it was crazy. The officer that was on the phone with him was one of the higher ups from then the officers that was, coming up, pulling up, because it was taking forever. So as a block captain, I was making a complaint and I was, translating what they were saying. I was like, look, listen, this was happening. Boom, 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 boom. This officers took this long, blah, 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 blah. Yo, in the process of me doing this, one of the officers comes out, you can't be here. You got to get out the way. I was like, first of all, y'all took forever to get here. And I'm talking to one of your higher ups. Well, when I tell you that officer that did that bullshit, and I was on a live when I did this, I've had people tell me, oh, you was in the wrong. You should have gotten out of there. You was in danger. You should have thought about your kids. I was like, first of all, I wasn't that close to where, the young boy was at. I was at a real good distance. You see where I'm coming from? Second of all, this is my job as the leader of my community. If somebody needs me and they need me to translate, that's what I'm going to do. You see where I'm coming from? What's crazy is y'all had a fucking Spanish-speaking officer that didn't move to help this person that is the same person that called y'all in to ask y'all for help because there was a young boy with mental health issues, right, trying to shoot up the store because he was high off of shrooms. Now, if y'all would pay attention and listen, y'all could know how to, de-escalate the situation. But since y'all didn't want to listen, this is what happens. Especially, and this happens when we get officers that are not from our community.
Mm-hmm.
On some real shit. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that I can't do this. I know what the hell I'm doing. That's why the hell you lost your job, for being such a fucking smart ass. If you don't want to do this, don't do this. If you're scared to lose your life in the line of duty, don't do this shit. Because I know there's plenty of officers out here that are in the same position as you, and I don't got to go through the same shit. But what's the difference? These officers are officers that are from my community and know the people within the community. So I don't got to have a hassle with them. I can have sit-downs and talks with them. So what makes you different? You got an attitude and you're not from here. You really don't want to do this. You don't want to deal with the people around here, and you didn't want to deal with somebody that's got a fire. Well, then you should have dealt with fucking traffic. But even there, you're not safe. That's what I be telling people. Like, if y'all don't know certain shit, I'm not scared to speak my fucking mind. That's why I'm good for this. And I'm not ashamed to say it. It's just that I'm not going to speak to a politician the way I'm speaking here. That's the difference. You got to know your place. And I know mine. If I'm the leader of my community, I'm the leader of my community. You see where I'm coming from? Yeah, at times I've had to sit here and get ratchet with certain people, but not ratchet like this where I got to curse somebody else. Listen, one person did it at one point. Everybody was like, Rachel, you cursed that old head out. I was like, yeah, she was disrespecting me. I was getting fed up. I'm tired of being nice and polite. Like, you got to bring that shit out of me. And don't disrespect me and think you're going to just sit here and act all. It's not. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an ego or a pride thing, but don't disrespect me if I've been respectful to you. This is what the fuck you going to get. Fucking right. I disrespected the shit out of somebody. That bitch was cursing me the fuck down. Like, she was calling me all types of names. So I fucking sat here and I called her a bitch. That's the nicest word I can call her because I had other names in my head. If you ain't know, just in case. Because I could have called her a hoe, a penny hoe, a thigh. I mean, I can go lower than that. Like, what the fuck? She's acting like a bitch and I called her a bitch. She could have respected me, woman to woman, even though she's older than me. Like, I tell people, like, I meet people energy, like, and it takes a lot to get that shit. That's why people were shot like, no, there's no way Rachel did that. Yeah, Rachel did that. I've done that shit on social media too. Like, leave me the fuck alone because I'm very respectful, but I'll meet you right where you're at and leave you where the fuck you at. I could top your disrespect. Just leave me alone. That's why I warn people, like, no, motherfuckers. I know what I'm doing. I know I'm young, but I'm not stupid. I was raised by my grandfather. People forget that part. I didn't have a father, and that's where people try to use as, to my advantage as a weakness. Like, oh, you was just raised by your mom. No, motherfucker. I had my grandfather in my life, so I have some wisdom in me. So thanks to them old heads, this is the woman y'all get in front of y'all today.
Enjoy the product that y'all created. She ain't going for it.
No, because you get tired. Like, I just want to chill. Like, you see how we be chilling on these panels? We can have conversations and stuff like that. These streets, I don't know if people, because, people say that cable don't exist no more. It's all YouTube now. Even people, the elderly that didn't want phones and stuff like that are forced to have phones and stuff like that because they don't want to be paying these cable bills. They want these apps. I was like, oh, shit, people changing their minds. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But these old heads is getting out of pocket, too. They're starting to act like these streamers outside in these streets. It wasn't like this. Like, this is only happening recently. It's like you see in social media spread out into the streets. The kids are talking about conversations you've never heard them talk about. Like, it's crazy. They like the most I hear about them, like, on some real shit. Like, that's why I was saying earlier when I went on Selena, I was like, I was shocked. Like, I didn't know that all these kids like was into the streaming business stuff. Like, I didn't even know that there was old heads into the streaming shit, watching streaming. I'm like, old heads watching Twitch? I thought I really thought Twitch was for video games. But it's streamers on there, like, posting their everyday life, but it's a script. Once that camera on, everything is a script. We don't know what happens when the camera's off, but once that camera on, is a fucking script, like Baddies, Housewives of Atlanta and shit like that. That's why I was like, this shit is getting out of pocket, and this is what our life's turning into. Like, you got in the streaming business, you got the celebrities and the regular people coming together. Now you got the regular people becoming social media celebrities. I'm like, this is some new shit. I thought a celebrity was a celebrity. They came from Hollywood.
Nope.
But I guess, streamers are celebrities now? I didn't know that. So it's a new thing.
You sure can become one. You sure can become one.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. So yeah, it's new to me. Old heads is respecting the our generation and our generation getting out of pocket. I mean, It wasn't like this. It wasn't this bad. But I guess people got what they wanted. So
Yeah.
what you saw?
You just continue to do what you got to do and be who you are. Your message will be heard.
I know Gary tired. I'm about to get off this joint so he can get some rest. I've been on this joint 5 hours. It's about to be 2 a.m.
He was rocking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock. He was rocking. But then you know me, anytime I get up here, I'm here to help. So that's what we
Oh,
did. We did what we needed
you
to
sound
do.
sleepy. That's why I was like, yo, I know that on the words panel, you be ducking up on us. Like, oh yeah, Commander up here, Rachel up here. Sometimes we be held. I'm like, yo, Gary be sneaky and shit. He be like, oh, Gary. I'm like, he went down to the chat. You be sounding just like this.
Nah,
Also, I'm like, I know Gary tired.
I don't even get down to the chat. I'll just go Gary sleeps. Commander know what that means.
I be
Gary
cracking up.
sleeps. Oh, he leaving.
Yeah. No, but I really want to get this topic out there because like people have been throwing me other subjects like, but I don't get into the celebrity shit like what's going on with these celebrities right now. Haley Bailey, DDG. I think Remy Ma. I know she got arrested in New York, right?
Yeah.
In the Papoose situation. I was like, I don't really speak on celebrities, but right now I got a bigger issue in Philly.
Yeah, this is more important. This is close to home, and this is the thing that I be trying to tell everybody. Everybody worry about the outside world. Worry about what's around you. What's around you personally, whether it's your circle on this thing or your circle in off of this thing. We got to build ourselves up to be able to prepare for whatever's coming at our circle either way. So,
That's a
well,
fact.
y'all can
And
have that conversation, but that's not important.
You know what's crazy though? I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Before that little incident that I had like a few months ago, remember with the bull and all that shit, on the panel here, I was doing good. I was on a roll. Like I was drawing people's attention, getting people on here. Like I was making views. Like just speaking on these topics. Like I was getting up to 11K views and shit like that. I had to delete 13K views off this drawing because of I think it was something that I put on there, and then it was too long for me to sit here and try to edit. So I just deleted the whole drawing. So I was like, I can get people to listen, but I was like, when that little incident happened and I let that happen, my shit went a little sideways. So now I'm starting to pick everything right back up. I was like, I should have never ever let that shit happen. Ever. Because that shit really distracted everything that was happening on this side. I was like, I was really going on the road.
Yeah, some things stop your momentum, but now you starting to pick it back up. So now you picking it back up. You got to make sure you don't get stagnated, right? You don't get distracted. Keep your eye on the prize. Finish the race.
So
You know what I mean? Just finish the race. You got this.
I'm noticing the difference and shit. And then the subscribers that I did have that I was drawing the attention unsubscribed when that incident happened. I'm like, I lost a lot trying to let the people bring that bullshit to my channel. I'm like, that shit don't work. That shit is really a big downfall.
Yeah. But what you got to understand is, you're still in the race, right? Whether people want to sprint, people want to do all that. The race is never given to you got to endure these things, right? There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. Your endurance is going to get you to the finish line. So you just got to get through this, endure your way to the end. And once you get to the end, you're going to be back where you're supposed to be. That's all that matters.
That's a fact. It's crazy because shit do work out. Like I tell everybody, like I do know I got the petition, guys. The petition is down in the description box down below, right? Keep signing that petition if you're in Philly, right? Because listen, my daughter's school and the few schools that they are putting cameras in and trying to get more security into these schools, like police and all that, aren't the only schools that need it. Right? We need more schools. We need all schools. We need more cities, more states, to do this within their schools. All right. So if you have a zip code, right, in any area within the United States, right, you can sign the petition. I'm gonna also leave it in the link down below. I gotta get into the website real quick. So I'm gonna get the link real quick to the petition, and I'm gonna leave it down below. for anybody. It doesn't matter what city or state you're in. If you have a zip code, you're able to sign this petition. Now, if you're outside of this, outside of America, and you don't have a zip code, you cannot sign this petition. I said this before. We came to that conclusion when a lot of people that were from like the UK and Australia and stuff like that were trying to sign the petition. They couldn't sign it. If you're in a out of America, you're not able to sign it. But if you are within America, the United States, Detroit, Florida, Atlanta, New York, anywhere, right? You can sign this petition. And you can even start your own petition within your state with your concerns so that it can reach your mayor. All right? Because the mayor and Congress are the ones that deal with these type of situations. And you can get, a lot of these solutions resolved. So I know Cheryl Parker, hopefully this shit gets out, it'll get solved. Trust and believe. The question is, how fast will we come to a resolution? I have faith we're going to have, a resolution. The question is how long it's going to take to get there and how many people are going to suffer in the process. Like, is it even, was it worth it? You see where I'm coming from? So, like, things are possible. I'm getting the petition right now. So, like, for petitions like this, right, this is a new one I started. But for petitions like this, we can make changes within our communities. And that's how you get shit done. Like, if your voice is not loud enough, start speaking and, get people to back you up. They don't got to sit here and do no hard work. All they got to do is just put their little John cock into a piece of paper and you take it to the mayor, the governor, whoever you got to take it to in your city. And they take it to the damn judge and boom. Hey, my computer froze?
You move it here. I don't know about the computer.
All right, there we go. No, that tab froze.
Okay. I mean, you cooking. You on fire.
But yeah, there's many ways. I mean, I'm glad that, listen, if it wasn't me for meeting up with different people and stuff like that, I wouldn't have known about this shit. Like, I learned that through petitions, I can get a lot of shit done, especially if, you have, like, a lot of people that is around you that's hard-headed. You just don't got to do it within your own community. You just come together with different people within your communities and get shit done. There are people that are willing to help you. Here we go. See, look, petitions like this really don't get no support. It's only been 20 signatures on it so far? We need more signatures than that. That's why it's only but a few schools that are getting this shit. But see, if I wasn't for my voice and other parents coming together, we wouldn't accomplish it. Once again, I'm not sure. I know that it was a few months ago. There's a live, and it's up still, where I was talking to the vice principal of my daughter's school. And on that live, she says it herself, right? My daughter's school is going to be one of the schools that they're going to, test the camera situation out with, right? Putting more security in the school, putting cameras in all the classrooms and stuff like that. It's going to be one of the schools that's going to get the funds so they could be able to put those cameras in. But if we get more signatures, like on my petition and other petitions that parents are starting to make and already have out, we'll get more cameras into these schools. Now, I have an older petition, but nobody paid attention to that petition 4 years ago. Now, it seems like us putting in that work, us parents coming together, that's how we're drawing the attention of the politicians. What we need is for them to see that there's more parents out there that is serious. And if you don't want to go in person, this is the best way to, this is the best way to back up the leader of your community. I don't know if in every city and every state y'all got block captains, and what a block captain is basically the leader of your, your street, your block, right? The person that deals with, the park and the block parties and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all have that, but here we got a lot of them. All right, so basically, as a leader in my community, a lot of us have come together. So I'm saying and I'm recommending that if y'all do this, whether with a petition or without a petition, but I'm saying if they notice a lot of parents making petitions like this, they will start paying attention. It's a matter of what we do. We cannot sit around and wait for Superman to come and save us. Because trust me, the government is not putting on that fucking cape. In the government right now, which is, the majority of most of you's daddy or zaddy is about to take y'all little fucking supplement. How can I say y'all little allowance? That's what I call it, an allowance. When we depend off the government, it's a fucking allowance. You make more money working and getting paid weekly or bi-weekly than depending off of Vanessa side check or off the goddamn welfare system. In order for you to see a lot of money off the welfare system, you have to keep popping out kids. And my bad. Let me shut the fuck up. I keep forgetting we live in a world where people do that. The fuck? That's exploiting your child, you fool. Gary finally went down. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate you, Gary Busted Down, man. Big shout out to Gary Busted Down, man. Big sure y'all go check him out. All right, great conversations, great topics. But Philadelphia, man, we need to get it together, y'all. All right, we do not need to keep having our elderly, all right, our children suffer because we cannot come to terms on what is going to happen. Now, one thing I am going to say, if y'all got actual proof that the mayor gave herself, right, a 9% raise, right, either prove it or shut the fuck up. And let's find a solution to the problem that we're having in here. All right? Because some of us have a habit of blaming God, right, for the problems that we have, right? Or blaming the devil for the mistakes that we make. When in reality, the problem is us. The solution is in front of us. We know what the fuck to do. Sometimes we either, I guess, scared to do it or don't want to do it. And I feel as though that the majority of the time, some people are just don't want to do it. I know some do it, don't do it out of fear, but others, what's your excuse? Man, until next time, it's your Shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble day, man. I'm going to see y'all in the next live.